killing spree.
EG 1-0 up. This is a best of 3. Ninja being sneaky just like that. Liquid now have the lead. Ninja turns. Can he somehow find the second melee? OS was just still up, I believe, that last tick.
Get out of, like, when I used to play Halo 1 Classic, we called it a get out of nade free card.
At number 3, EG make a remarkable 52-point comeback against Team Leftovers on Plaza Stronghold.
84-38.
Back in the hand of Roy, gets the melee on Spartan, sees Cloud as well, the assist comes in and Evil Genius is starting to get into rhythm. They have that perfect setup once again, Walshy, but the question, can they hold this now for the rest of the game? Just really continuing that pressure. They're now down just 10 points in what is a phenomenal comeback, but bottom middle is being taken now by Team Leftovers. A big challenge comes in from Lethal. He's able to pick up one. Can he find the second? Put some shots down, but that cap will be being carried. It's going to be Cloud on there, and after all the hard work Evil Genius has done, it's going to come down to a big 1v1. Lunchbox able to pick up the kill on Cloud. Spartan jumps on it though. Bottom middle has been reset as well by Evil Geniuses. I cannot believe it. They keep the 2-1. Flag lead, that is unbelievable play right there from EG Walsh.
And it looks like Cloud, you know, he tried to go for bomb snare at the end here, stepped out trying to be safe, but it's too little too late. Just like that, they were up 90-38 and end up losing the game with 72 unanswered seconds.
At number 2, Allegiance score a last-second flag in the Grand Finals versus Team Leftovers, thanks to clutch kills from Nade and L-Town. Basically in, the grenades come in, he falls! Oh my goodness, the flag is right there! It's going to be catapult, both flags down! Both flag carriers in a huge gunfight! Somehow the red flag is there, both flags down once again! Can Suspect to get there in time? His teammate is there, they're going to get the return! 20 seconds left, surely this goes in! It does, and that is a victory for Allegiance. And your number 1 play this week, it's EG's own Lethal, scoring a ridiculous Plaza overkill with the sniper rifle. Check this one out.
They prioritize the most important and threatening players on the opposing team.
Lethal just got a triple kill. Could be on for the overkill. It gets the overkill. That's going to do it for this week's top 5 plays. Stay tuned to twitch.tv/Halo and MLG.tv/Halo for more Halo action.
Captured by the Covenant military in the aftermath of the events of Installation 04, the Forerunner monitor known as 343 Guilty Spark managed to convince these soldiers of the truth about Halo.
Our prophets are false. Open your eyes, my brothers.
These warriors quickly defected, realizing that the entire history of the Covenant was based on a lie. Unfortunately for the Monitor, his newfound freedom was cut short when a Sangheili strike force killed the defectors and returned him to Covenant leadership. The Covenant would soon use Spark to leverage information about a newly discovered Halo installation, one which they would come to call Delta Halo. Under the command of the Hierarchs, Tartarus intended to activate this Halo ring with the Monitor's assistance.
Please use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
But upon his arrival at the ring's control room, the Brute Chieftain was assaulted by a Sangheili assassin known as the Arbiter. This event would lead to the end of Tartarus's life and deliver Guilty Spark into the hands of humanity. When the Prophet of Regret fled from Earth on October 20th, 2552, the UNSC frigate In Amber Clad trailed close behind. Several days later, it would arrive near Delta Halo. On the surface of this new installation, the UNSC and Covenant forces would once again collide, tearing a hole into the heart of the ring's quarantine zone and eventually coming into contact with the devastating parasite known as the Flood. The UNSC presence all but eliminated, Sergeant Avery Johnson and Commander Miranda Keyes fought against the Covenant forces which were attempting to activate the ring, forging an uneasy alliance with the Sangheili warrior known as the Arbiter. When a Covenant civil war ignited across Halo and in their holy city of High Charity, both the humans and the Arbiter recognized that the Flood could not be allowed to escape under any circumstance. It was at that time that the Arbiter would quickly call together a contingent of faithful Sangheili, the newly formed Fleet of Retribution. An accomplished warrior and the catalyst which led to the Covenant Civil War, Thel Vadami faced off against the leader of the Jiralhanae, Tartarus, in Delta Halo's control room. This event would become a defining moment in Covenant history, ultimately leading to the standby activation of all Halo rings. With direction from 343 Guilty Spark, Thel would learn of the Ark, now the only place where the Covenant could activate the Halo array. But the release of the Flood from Delta Halo would put these plans on hold. It was then that the Arbiter met with his ally, Urtas Vadimi, a commander who once served within his fleet. Leading the fleet of Retribution with the assault carrier Shadow of Intent, Urtas and his Sangheili soldiers rendezvoused with the Arbiter and their newfound human allies. Together, they formulated a plan for sterilization and quarantine. They, along with any capable Sangheili-controlled ships, would cauterize the surface of Delta Halo through orbital bombardment, destroying anything which attempted to slip away. On November 3rd, 2552, Guilty Spark remained behind with this fleet, coordinating the critical containment efforts while the Arbiter, Keyes, and Johnson raced back to Earth to warn humanity and to locate the Ark. In the days which followed the Covenant's vicious internal struggle, the shipmaster known as Urtas Vadimi would orchestrate a large-scale destruction of Delta Halo's surface and the surgical elimination of any ships which attempted to escape it. After days of this extensive campaign, a single flood-infested cruiser managed to steal through their lines. Their last trajectory was Earth, the human homeworld and the location where both the Arbiter and the humans were headed. The shipmaster, ordering a portion of his fleet to pursue, would soon come to learn that not only did this ship contain the Flood, but it also held clear evidence of the Gravemind. The truth was horrific. The Flood's heightened consciousness controlled High Charity, and it was now headed toward Earth. In his own mind, the Prophet of Truth could not be stopped. While attempting to activate Delta Halo through Tartarus, the Prophet took the Forerunner dreadnought at the center of High Charity and left for Earth. He recognized that the human homeworld held a gateway which would allow passage to the Ark and ultimately full control of the Halo rings. Arriving in the Sol system on November 8th, Truth quickly learned of another human threat which had stowed away on the very ship he had hoped would keep him safe. This situation was further compounded by the fact that this particular threat had already eliminated another prophet only days earlier. This threat was John 117, the Master Chief.
Sir, finishing this fight.
Concerned for his own safety, Truth and his local forces became preoccupied with finding and eliminating the Spartan on the vast Forerunner keyship. After exerting significant resources and believing the issue to be resolved, Truth ordered that they jump further in-system to Earth, pushing past humanity's already battered defenses. On November 17, 2552, the Spartan known as the Master Chief emerged from the shadows and was eventually forced to escape the dreadnought, falling into the dark and dense jungles of Eastern Africa. There, he would quickly reconvene efforts with Keyes and Johnson, teaming up with the Arbiter and chasing the Prophet to the Ark where Truth, the Covenant, and the Flood parasite would eventually find their end.
Way to victory.
victory.
Shinobi. Who cares if you suck at the game when you look like Shinobi?
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Halo World Championship Tour.
Shot from Walrus there.
This is the time I was talking about, the most pivotal time.
Ramirez hits the headshot on Walrus here.
20, great movement out of him as he gets aggressive. Looney has to get out of there, and he committed so much with that sniper.
Trying to stay alive here, pick up some kills, and they have done, and they've done them in the right positions as well.
The cinema does do these great children's booster seats.
Yeah,
finally!
What now?
Picking up a nice headshot.
He's going to get that with a body shot there, but it does go down.
Making plays happen, they did, but they just didn't have the teamwork to capitalize.
Already Dignitas are moving his flag.
And it looks like he's going to solidify this cap.
Mose puts the second flag in for Dignitas. Wow! Game 1 goes to Dignitas.
Picking up another kill, getting ready for the overshield, getting the double kill.
All right, and welcome back to the X Games Aspen Invitational Weekend here. Bravo and Benson in the booth, and those players on your screen right there are our 8 All-Stars. We have some awesome gameplay coming up. Ben, let's cut right to it. Let's talk about the All-Stars that we have in this match. It'll be the final Halo 5 competition here at the X Games, ending with a bit of fun.
Yes, and there's going to be a couple surprises thrown into the series as well worth mentioning. But as you mentioned, let's talk about the players that you guys at home have drafted. Of course, we've got Roy from Evil Geniuses, we've got Royal 2, we've got Snipedown, Lethal, Snakebite, Ninja, Stella, and Ace, all going to be competing in this All-Star matchup. So it really is the best of the best.
That's right. Let's go ahead and talk about the tournament format here for the All-Star match. We're going to be playing, I believe, 7 full games. So we have 8 players voted in by the fans. You at home voted in the polls. Your choices are now here on the stage to play. They're going to be drafted into 2 teams by Walshy and Elamite. Longtime pro players will be the team captains. They'll try to pick their best roster. I also hear they're going to try to put Lethal and Snipedown on the same team. And there's going to be
pray they do.
Whether they're playing together or playing against each other, it's going to be a great match without a doubt with some fantastic banter. Once again, 7-game series. We're going to see every game played, which means if one team is a little bit better, we could see a pretty vicious 7-0 in this series. But that'll be our format for today's All-Star match. We'll have to see exactly how it's going to go down. Walshy will have the first pick, so I'm curious to see exactly how that will go.
I was stood watching as they were doing the coin toss and whatnot. Walshy's going to have first pick, Elamite followed by the remaining 2. Just so you know, Walshy will be the red squad. Now, we have Walshy and Elamite down on the floor, and I believe they are ready to begin drafting. So, Walshy, take it away. Who is going to be your first pick?
All right. My first pick is going to be Ace.
Oh,
Ace. Now, I like that pick because what he's done is he's basically said, all right, Elamite, I know you and Ace are brothers. I'm not giving you your brother.
That is a very strategic.
That is strategic. Walshy, talk to me. Why have you gone with Ace first pick?
I want to give Elamite's little brother a chance to be coached by someone who can actually help him.
Oh, my God. No. Straight to the throat. Absolutely love it.
That is a strategic pick indeed, separating the 2 brothers who have played together for a very long time. Elamite, you have the second pick for the blue squad. We'll go ahead and get that pick in a second, but I have to say, that's an interesting pick, right?
I like it. Walshy's basically just come out and said, hey, I'm taking your brother away. Because it's kind of obvious that you expect him to go for his brother there. So interesting tactics coming from Walshy. Now, going into Elamite, obviously he has second and third pick. You have to expect
and
one
keep in mind, remember, this is not dodgeball style. We actually have the MLG commissioner making sure that the picks are in a fair order here.
It has to be.
So Elamite will have picks 2 and 3.
And I have to say, going into this, Snipe Down and Lethal has to be in my mind. What are you thinking? Similar things?
I think Snipe Down and Lethal definitely top choices. But if I take a look at these players that are back here, I know you also got Roy up here. You got Royal 2. I mean, it could be anyone. Let's go.
All right.
Over to you, Elamite. You have second and third picks.
For my second and third picks, I have to go with none other than Eric Rona and TJ Lethal. 'Cause I think Lethal on EG would be one sick team.
Oh, man, there you go.
The look on Lethal's face says it all.
Gold and
obviously they're teammates now, so they have to get along.
That's right. We got gold and silver medalists next to each other. Of course, former teammates. If you're not familiar.
Oh
with
no,
the drama,
it's happening.
Like,
no, go back to them. Go back to them. It's happening. Yeah, there it is. The X Games gold, and of course the X Games silver. Let them know, Snipe Down. Let them know. Just
So drama aside, of course, this is going to be one deadly combo here. So Snipe Down and Lethal teaming together. And you got to say, due to the draft order format, Elamite was able to make that happen. His dream for the second and third picks. Next pick in just a moment is going to go to Walshy. You see X Games gold around Snipe Down's neck and X Games silver around Lethal's neck. Got to say, last night, awesome medal ceremony. We had everyone on the same exact podium that the extreme sports athletes get their medals. We had all the players, all the coaches on the bronze, silver, and gold podiums. Out in the snow, it was storming last night. It was crazy. We're in the middle of a blizzard, so apologies for those stream interruptions earlier. Trying to send this stream up to the sky and the satellites through the blizzard has been a little bit difficult, but hopefully you're enjoying the stream so far. But go ahead. I think we have the next two picks go to Walshy. Walsh, over to you.
I will go with Roy and Royal 2.
All right, now we got two picks there, of course. Another one from EG and another one from CLG. Roy and Royal 2 now joining Ace there.
I love that pick of Royal 2. Royal 2, this event, has come out and done some phenomenal things with it. Just overall, we're talking with the sniper rifle, just absolutely wrecking face. Of course, going for Roy as well, gold medalist from this event. Solid thoughts. Now, I actually want to ask Walshy currently what his plan is here for this squad. Obviously, Ace, Roy, and Royal 2. Who are you going to try and go? Actually, no, I don't want to ask him who's going to try and steal, because then potentially Elamite could take it away.
Yeah, you don't want to get
I don't want to put Walshy in a
give us the strategy behind these few picks, Walsh.
Well, Roy and Royal 2, they're just a ridiculous amount of lane power. And then anyone who's watched me commentate, they know I have a small stutter. So when I say Royal 2, they'll think I'm talking to both of them.
Walshy always one step above the rest in terms of thinking how these things work.
Solid coaching strat. If you have a stutter, pick two teams.
That sound exactly alike.
Makes a lot of sense. Of course. So far, Snipe Down, Lethal, they have been drafted.
And I have to say, one thing we got to note, I mean, all the picks so far, I believe, are EG and CLG picks, with the exception of Ace. So Ace, the sole representative of Team Liquid here. Good to have him joining us. But that means that the next two picks are going to go over to Elamite. Kyle, over to you.
All right, and for my final two picks here, I'm going to have to go with none other than Snakebite and Stellar. Sorry, Ninja.
Feels bad, man.
That's right.
Feels bad when your last pick. You have to wait. You have to wait. I want to wait on the stage.
He's got to be wait to be picked here.
So let's talk a little bit about that squad. Obviously, Elamite now has his full team. He has Snipe Down, Lethal, Snakebite, and Stellar.
I got to say, 3 out of the 4 players starting with the letter S there. You have to wonder if it's a heavy alliteration strategy or if it might just be that he likes those 3 players. I don't know. I think that might have been exactly what he was going for.
Maybe, I guess. And then adding Lethal in there for the little bit extra. Elamite, I want to ask you, now that you have your full squad, was this the exact squad that you wanted going into this draft, or have you had to make some alterations? And whilst you obviously steal away your brother, was that a plan that you were going for?
Right, I definitely got thrown for a curveball here with Walshy's ace pick. Didn't see that one coming. Snipe Down and Lethal, like we were talking about earlier, just really wanted to see these 2 players on the same team. And then, of course, Stellar and Snakebite, CLG, amazing. Would go with Ninja here. And last but not least, definitely not the worst player here, but sorry, Tyler. Couldn't do it this time.
All right.
Sounds like it's time for Walshy's last pick of the day. Walsh, who's it going to be?
So, if Taylor Seaton is still here, he had those awesome sunglasses during the celebrity match. I'd love to have you come on up. Just kidding. Tyler Ninja Blevins, get over here. My former teammate. We are going to tear this up.
All right, here we go. So now looking at Walshy's roster, it is Ace, Roy, Royal 2, and Ninja here. Of course, Royal 2, kind of the sniper possibly for the Walshy squad. Snipe Down, maybe sniping on the other side for Elamite. Ben, we've got our roster set got representatives from Renegades, CLG, Team Liquid, and EG. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team matchup. Team Elamite now, team with Snipe Down, Lethal, Snakebite, and Stellar, and Team Walshy with Ace, Roy, Royal 2, and Ninja.
Which team do you think looks better?
I think on paper, I really have to go with Team Elamite. I mean, if you look at that. But on the other side, I mean, we have a gold medalist and a silver medalist, I believe, on both sides.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So
that's a good point.
These are pretty even picks as we look at actual placings in the tournament. We have, I think, Renegade. If we actually look at kind of the actual placings where everyone plays, I think Renegades with Ninja and Stellar with the fourth place. Ace, of course, the only player to place outside of the top 4 here.
Yep.
So if we're actually looking at sheer placings and the value there, Team Elamite has a slight edge.
Yep.
But that said, historically, All-Star games have gone either way. As a reminder, we're going to be playing a full 7-game set here. So these teams, of course, they're going to want to actually win all 7 if they can. And if they're losing by, if they've already theoretically lost the series by 4 games, they're going to try to want to save face a little bit towards the last bit of those. Let's go ahead and take a look at our All-Star match 7-game layout. Going to be starting it off with the classic Truth, CTF, one of my favorite game type, of course, classic 2-base gameplay.
And of course, going over to the Rig Slayer, Eden Strongholds, Fathom CTF, Regret Slayer, Plaza Strongholds, and Coliseum Slayer to close it out. And again, as you said, Bravo, all 7 maps will be played. It's a 7-game series, not a best of 7. And you know what? You said you think Team Elemite's going to take it, right?
I think on paper they have the upper hand.
Two silver medals and a gold, as opposed to.
But they're so even when we look at medals, right? I mean, Ace, once again, the only player who placed outside of the top 4. However, I mean, we actually saw some great play from Ace, and we know how talented he is. He's voted here for a reason. Right now I'm leaning towards Team Elamite. What about you?
I'm going for Team Walsh.
All right.
I have faith in Walshy and his strats of picking Ace first pick, take it away from Elamite. Put Elamite on the back foot straight away. He's obviously rattled. Maybe, feel a little bit.
And you heard Walshy said that he thought that he could actually give Ace some solid coaching tips.
That's got to hurt, man.
It does, especially when Elamite has often acts as a coach and analyst for Team Liquid, right? So that is going to be a little bit of a bad blood between those two captains and coaches. We'll have to see how this might play out in this series. But like we said, anyone's game. Well, yeah, we got 7 games left.
Yes.
CS games.
Of course, you heard our opinions, but we'd love to hear your opinions at home as well. You can tweet using social media at Halo, #HaloWC, with either #Walshy or #Elamite. Now, I want to leave that up for a little bit because I do want to see, as those votes start to come in, where the community currently thinks the stronger team is. Again, just to recap, Elamite squad is Snipe Down, Lethal, Snakebite, and Stellar. Walshy squad, Ace, Roy, Royal 2, and Ninja. You're going a little bit more towards Elamite. I'm going a little bit more towards Walshy here, but
yeah,
it really could be either way.
And I guess the other question is, right, how will Snipe Down and Lethal play together? Because Elamite, and it looks like Team Walshy so far coming in with 100% of the votes, but how will Snipe Down and Lethal play together? I mean, too funny that Elamite would say he really wanted to see Snipe Down and Lethal play on the same team and imagining Lethal on the EG roster. On the one hand, those two have played together a long time, and we've known them to dominate. On the other hand, not only has there been bad blood as of 12 hours ago, but also, of course, Snipe Down stealing the gold from Lethal in game number 7.
I just love the way that as soon as Snipe Down was just on the stage, he goes into his bag, puts on the gold medal, and Lethal's just left looking at like, oh, crap, I made a mistake.
Makes a statement. Of course, also got to talk about that tweet that Snipe Down put out yesterday with game number 7 being played on a map called Regret. That was too good.
Too funny. That was too funny.
Also, on the other side, you got Roy and Royal too, so another EG and CLG member playing with each other. Perhaps not as much bad blood there, of course, as between Lethal and Snipe Down.
That's definitely. It's ironic because the grand final of the tournament storyline was very much CLG, EG. Snipe Down versus Lethal. That really did turn into a big storyline. Also, our matchup, they're on the same team.
Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, when we cut to the interview, the pregame interview, you saw me. I was cracking up. You might have even seen the post that Monster Gaming made where I was backing up because the two players were face to face. Before we came into that interview, there was actual trash talk, flowing. And then when we came in, I wasn't sure if we were going to hear it again, but we got
a little bit.
We did get a little bit, but I think Snipe Down said it again in the post-game interview. You don't want to fire up. And then Neighbor, of course, who also made that same mistake years ago, firing up Snipe Down before a match. Walshy said it best yesterday. He struck a match and threw it in a bucket of gasoline, and it ended up in an EG victory. But the medals have been awarded. Now we're having some fun today in the All-Star match. These players are getting situated in the booth. We're going to be back with game number 1 in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. All-Star match coming up in just a minute.
War extracts a heavy toll from those it touches.
are hereby conscripted into UNSC Special Project codenamed Orion 2.
Its cost cannot be measured in brass or gold.
You will do exactly what I say!
But for some, that price is higher than others.
How many dead, Deja?
But humanity isn't the enemy.
Command assembled a battle group. What they found was this object. It destroyed the Vostok in Arabia in under a minute.
Humanity is what will save us all.
This is Project Mjolnir.
Soldiers are made, not born.
We're the best possible option. Your only option. Blue team is ready.
Spark, do you have a visual confirmation on a mantis? I see nothing. I'm right here. There's nothing around. No mantis cover. Sorry, it's right on top of you.
Hey there, I'm Andy Bravo Dadinsky, and this is Breaking Down the Map, the only show you need to take you to the top in Halo 5 Guardians. You may have noticed that some of the Halo 5 multiplayer maps have alternate versions. These remixed maps have similar elements, layouts, and configurations to their predecessors, but they have some key differences. Here is the remixed version of Empire. It's called Eden. If Empire had you feeling that the map was divided into sections, then Eden should make you feel like everything is connected. Eden has the same two base structures as Empire, red base and blue. But this time around, the bases connect directly to each other via two catwalks, one on the lower level of the turbine side and one on the higher level alongside security. Be careful when traversing either one, as you're vulnerable to cross-map shooting. Now, when compared to Empire, this space at Turbine has been expanded and the turbine itself has been removed for easy access to the rocket launcher weapon pad. We'll talk about said rocket launcher in a little, I promise. Bottom middle now combines the yard and pit areas, and it's notably an area you will want to avoid unless you've got nowhere else to run. The elevation disadvantage makes you an easy target from above. As promised, it's now time to talk weapons on Eden, and a promise is a promise. Let's cut to gameplay. Eden holds two classic power weapons, the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher. And as an added bonus, the Hydra launcher. The sniper rifle can be found near Blue Nest on the top of the base over here. It's the perfect weapon for Eden due to the extended lines of sight and opposite spawning locations. You could pick up some long-distance kills from across the map with a well-placed sniper shot. For more destructive power, head over to where you once found the turbine and grab the trusty rocket launcher. Well, trusty if your opponent gives you enough time to properly aim it at them. Thanks, mister. And for that bonus, the Hydra launcher is located in the center of red base. A great strategy from this spot is to aim the Hydra towards sniper spawn to discourage any enemies attempting to pick it up. Practice different firing options to maximize effectiveness. For you rifle fans, both the BR and the light rifle make an appearance on Eden as well. The battle rifle can be found at each base, one at Blue Yard, another at Red Bend, and a third at Bottom Middle. The light rifle can be found here at Red Nest. Everyone is going to be vying for the rifle, so make your shots count with these bad boys. Weapon options differ slightly with each game type selected, so let's take a look at a popular mode on Eden, Strongholds. While Eden and Empire are significantly different, one piece of advice remains constant. Stick to the higher elevations. Using elevation to your advantage, along with some well-placed rifle shots, will put your team in a position to hold down the map as well as your stronghold points. And in any objective game type, controlling the two power-ups on strongholds is a standard tactic. The overshield spawns opposite Red Nest and Red Sneaky, while the active camo spawns on top of this ledge near top catwalk. You know the mantra, time.
All right, welcome back to the All-Star Sunday here at the X Games Aspen Invitational. Here we see Lethal and Snipe Down having a casual chat about something, maybe
I think that's
strategy.
casual. I think that's like, hey, why did you leave, man? You could have had the gold medal. I thought I was going to win gold with CLG. Well, you're sat with silver now. You must feel stupid, huh? That's probably the comms. Meanwhile, the other booth looks a little bit more chilled out.
It does. I think if we take a look at the players, Ace, Roy, Royal 2, Ninja, might be more of a chill booth. We'll have to see the results. But now pulling up your Twitter poll after the break, it's pretty split, right? Team Walshy coming in at 53%, Team Elamite coming in at 47%. One thing I have to note is I also saw a poll that Beyond Entertainment posted. Team Elamite was winning by a tiny percentage there. But speaking of, I got to give a huge shout out to everyone who helped us with community coverage this week. Folks on Reddit Halo, Halo Esportspedia, HCS Live Tweets, Esports Nation, Beyond Entertainment, everyone on Halo Waypoint. There's awesome stuff all weekend. Everyone on ESPN.com, ESPN Esports. Incredible coverage. I've missed every single segment, but every day we've seen Halo on ESPN1 national television. We've had recaps that the crew here has been feeding to ESPN. It's been incredible to see. I'm finally going to try to watch all those segments in their entirety. If you caught them, I was so glad you did. It's fantastic to see Halo Esports and joining the X Games and on national TV.
And it's great to see new fans of the game as well come out that may not necessarily have known that there was a competitive environment based around Halo. Halo's been a game which millions and millions of people around the world have played, and now they're like, oh wow, there's a competitive side to it. I mean, I've had tons and tons of tweets throughout this weekend saying, oh, where can I find out more information? Where can I find out more? This is awesome. Like, I didn't even know this existed. So it's great, really, to give the game the love that it really does deserve.
Yeah, and if you want to watch, learn more, of course, about the Halo World Championship, head to halo.gg in your browser. And if you want to watch the entire tournament, you can go to watchespn.com, watch all the recaps, watch all the footage. Of course, it'll also be available on Twitch as well as MLG.tv. It's been absolutely fantastic. Also got to give a shout-out and thanks to our developers back home. A lot of our devs on the services team really love esports. They love the community. So they've been working on getting the stats piped from these games. You might have seen it yesterday on Reddit Halo. Because these games are played on a closed network, they're played on a private server. That makes sure that we have no Xbox Live dependency, no internet dependency, no chance for any interference or attacks. We actually are piping these stats back home to Redmond, and the team there can immediately generate stats reports, full game stats, just in case we don't get all of them on the broadcast. They're immediately generated into a Reddit thread. So a big thanks to Maddie McD and everyone at Reddit Halo who has been helping us get those stats into threads. So going to try to keep that going throughout the Halo World Championship so you can see those stats in real time. As soon as the match is over, you can get everything, even stats that aren't even shown in the game. We're going to start to try to get those surfaced. So big shout to everyone who has made this weekend possible. We're kicking off game number 1. Benson here with Royal 2. Of course, he's a member of CLG, but here he's playing for Team Walshy.
Yeah, silver medalist this year here at the X Games Aspen. And Royal 2 has just impressed me so much this weekend. I can't sing enough praise about him.
Look at that.
He really has been just so good. Like, some of the snipes that we saw from him yesterday were just out of this world.
We just saw 5 kills for Team Walshy off the break, if I'm not mistaken. I was watching that kill feed.
Walshy's a good coach, man. He's out here trying to prove when I was catching him in the middle of the run, he was saying how, yeah, I know Elamite, he coaches and whatnot, but I think I can do a better job.
I mean, Walshy, one of the most well-known strategists of the game. He kind of wants to prove to Walshy that he's to Elamite that he's the better coach. Royal 2 finally is taken down. We'll go over to Ninja's point of view with the carbine, and looks like Team Walshy able to cap off the break. When you see a team get 5 or 6 kills at the start of a true CTF, it should be a cap, and that's exactly what they did. So Team Walshy has already 1 cap into this game.
That was a very, very convincing flag run as well. They didn't really waste any time. You see Ninja on your screen. He is going to pick up the kill, try to go for the flagpole. Immediately does fall, though. Over to Roy now. Of course, Evil Geniuses, gold medalist this year, and as well had some fantastic individual plays coming in this weekend. Managed to shut down Snake right here and also put a little bit of damage down. Of course, that flag looks as if it will be automatically reset.
And right here, it looks like he's finally going to be pushed back into Pink 2. That was Roy. Now we'll go over to Ace as he's trying to make something happen here on Blue. Sneaky. Looks like he might pick up the battle rifle. Yes, indeed. So he's got to be feeling good. And you have to wonder at this point if Elamite's a little bit worried about the team that he has. And we'll go over to Snakebite of Team Elamite.
I think the one question everyone is asking, though, is, what is going on inside the booth with Lethal and Snipe Down? Are they communicating well?
It's
Are they
true.
communicating bad?
We're going to have to ask the team in the back if we'll have listeners ready for Team Elamite to see exactly what those two might be saying to each other. I have a feeling at this point they may just be trying to win this All-Star match, as it is the final set of matches here as we go over to Lethal's point.
The final game of Halo, we were bringing this up earlier on. Just watching this weekend has made me want to play so much. It is ridiculous. I'm craving, but I actually do now want to send it over to a listening with Team Elamite.
That should be 2. P1.
team names, huh?
Nice, all right.
They have camo.
They have it.
Wait, you might have killed the camo guy.
I don't know. I'm looking.
He's
on the base, Ninja. I got an 8. I'll get him.
To their pink. I traded one. They're pink two right now. He's on you. Now look.
I'll be here in a second.
Nice. All right, let's get it. Start getting aggressive on their flag, guys.
Car?
Yeah, he's
I spawn P1. There's gonna be one on our cart. Stellar, when you spawn, go to our base.
P1. Push their P1.
Yep, I'm here.
The window and their car still.
They're pink addict on me.
Our car.
It's weak.
All right, Lethal's coming.
I'm no shield. I'm dead. They're flag coming.
Back flag ace.
Yeah, sword white.
Nice, let's go. We never killed Ace. Under the base.
He's under the base, jumping up Ace.
To our car.
One shot into the base, Ace.
I'll get him.
Dropping.
There's two here.
I got him.
Team. To our flag. They're running pink. He's weak on our pink addict.
Yeah.
Kill the guy car. We're gonna have help on car side.
Alright, I'm running a car.
Yep, run a car.
You're gonna be under the base pink.
Yep.
I'm going to our flag.
All right. They're addict.
One shot.
Two guys, they're pink. One shot.
Roll 2's weak. Our car. Pink addict. He's our flag. Pick up BR. He picked up the BR. He's on our BR. Do not run it in.
Alright.
He's looking on our car now. Roy, he's going for return.
You got anybody help?
On return.
We got shots. We help for Stone.
I got him. Run it. I'm gonna push car side, Eric. Careful, they might be on our base. I'm gonna help him.
I don't think help's coming. PJ's coming from car. And pink. Get ready to drop.
No show the flag.
Weak. Go for it. They're all
show the
weak.
flag. No show the flag. No show the flag. All right, set up.
Two there.
I got one the flag.
Nice. There's another one. He's their pink addict. They're gonna spawn bubble.
Up their window flag. And under the base. Ace.
They're gonna be card our base probably.
Yeah, they're tunnel.
Let's lock down this pink. We're locking down pink.
Pink two. Ace.
And there's guys.
Ace weak. Pink two. Ace dead.
Good shit.
Camera
should be around like 45 or so.
Yep.
I'm pink. Anyone here with me pink?
I got the car. They're pink right now. He's crouching pink too.
All right, we're seeing Stellar here on Team Elamite. A little bit of a flag standoff. Team Elamite, of course, wants to put this flag in. Gotta say, pretty good communication from them. They sound pretty solid here, and it looks like Snipe Down and Lethal behaving quite nicely.
Yes, I'm surprised. Being on their best behavior so far, it seems. Whether that might change when we get further into the series, we'll have to wait and see. For now, though, it is Team Elamite who are down 1 flag to 0, and it's going to be Ninja on your screens now,
I gotta
trying to put down
mention,
some damage.
he had camo, so that is not going to let them get that return. So now over to Roy of EG on Team Elamite, still has flag out. On Team Walshy, still has the flag out as they are up 1-0. This next flag, of course, is going to be a big determining factor in exactly how this plays out. I like the angles that we're seeing from Roy. You're seeing more than often because of the Halo 5 Flagnum. The flag carrier actually, they sit outside Red Band and they sit outside the streets and the car side to actually put in really good shots into the base, but he will actually be taken down. So we'll go over to Snakebite on the other side who's getting that return, and we'll go ahead and take a look. We are tied up 1-1 here with Team Walshy and Team Elamite. We'll stay on board with Snakebite, who's going to try to run again.
I think that was a little bit of a lack of communication there because Roy turned around to go for that gunfight and expecting his teammate to have his back, and it just didn't come. The help wasn't there. Both players tried to fill in towards the base to find that kill, and unfortunately that flag got returned and Team Elamite level it up.
It looks like that flag is actually still out, so we'll see if Snipe Down himself can do anything with this flag. It looks like, yes, indeed. He's going to bring this in. Stellar is there for the escort, and just like that, Team Elamite is able to go up 2-1 here, only one cap away from closing out game number 1.
Plenty of time still to go. 6.5 minutes. And Snipe Down tries to go for the fight on Ninja up top mid. Luckily, the assist
good
does
shots,
come
though, and looks like Snakebite actually just on the triple kill. We just missed that. Apologies, but he does head all the way over Pink 3. He's going to try to do even more damage here on Royal 2. Let's see if he can close. No, Royal 2 gets the better of him, so we'll go over to Matt Fiorente, Canadian native here playing in Aspen. He's got to be used to the cold weather.
You would assume so, right? It's pretty cold where he's from. Royal 2 actually going to go for the flagpole himself. He needs to be careful, though, because he was tagged up from behind and slows down the game just a little bit. Snipe Down just got 2 kills. That's going to just prevent him from pushing too far up.
I love that YY too right there. Does not let the weapon overheat. Starts to stay alive, but we'll go over to Stellar's point of view. Looks like both flags are at home, so he simply wants to push out of his base. Has some great help there on a player, so he's going to take out Ace. He's going to try to push up, grabs the sword as well, so they're looking in a good position to try to close this game out. Stellar, of course, on Team Renegades. They were our 4th place team. They did not go home with a medal. Oh, and if Stellar was able to stay alive after that double, that would have been pretty impressive. Snakebite, by the way, did just die with camo, so that camo will be burned once again right around, looked like the 38 mark or so when that was picked up, but Lethal will fall as well. So back to the other side. Let's spend some time with Roy.
Of course, the sword did drop as well on Stellar's X. Curious to see who actually managed to grab it. In fact, it is going to be Roy, who has that in his back pocket if he wants to use it. Does pull it out. Now let's see if he can try to find a kill. There it is. Just rushes towards Snakebite, but unfortunately, Roy was ready. Oh, sorry, Snipe Down was ready and waiting to clean up Roy as soon as he peeked. Still 2-1 game in favor of Team Elamite for now, going into the final 5 minutes of the game.
Yep, looks like actually Team Elamite is in a really good position to collapse here. They want to pinch one side. They want to force the spawn to get the players weak. And here they come now. He's going to be able to take out Roy. He has help on this player as well. At least 2 dead, but looks like Team Walsh is able to get 1 kill, so they're going to be pushed back for a little bit as they're trying to find this last player, but I'm not sure if they have the perfect setup here. And luckily, Snipedown able to stay alive. That's important as he does have the sword in hand, but they're not going to be able to run this just yet, especially because their flag's away.
Yeah, a couple of kills go down. Snipedown responds with a pick on Ace, but as you mentioned, that flag is away. Snipedown needs to go big here, put some damage down on Lethal, able to get the kill. That's going to be
looks like no problem, especially with sword in hand. He's going to just drop down and be able to get this. Let's see. I believe they did get the flag back, and I'm trying to see if they have any flag being ran right now, but it looks like no. Both flags are actually at home, so we'll go ahead and go over to Stellar here as he is on Team Elamites as well, but he will fall. So
no surprise to see Stellar top mid. That's basically where he spent most of his X Games Aspen.
It's true, yeah, he did. Now we'll go over to Ninja here on Team Walsh. They are down by 1 flag, but trying to push Snipedown back down that lift. Of course, Snipedown trying to use the quick clamber so that you don't actually lift. You're rarely going to see a player actually lift up. There's a little bit of a pro tip for you if you've been watching and also playing Halo 5 at home. Whenever you lift up those lifts, make sure to clamber really quick and you'll snap up instead of spending time in the air, really hanging as a sitting duck. But Ninja will fall. He gets a bottom mid toss. Of course, that's a classic play since as long as Halo 2's midship has been played. Tossing that flag out the front sometimes gives you an opportunity to bait the flag, get the enemy to try to desperately return it, and you can try to run that flag after you get a few more kills. So really, it's kind of like a dump and chase mechanic.
Big win on for Snipedown there. He actually managed to shut down Camo player. I believe that was Royal 2. He grabbed it and almost managed to find himself away. Ninja, of course, picking up a couple of kills in that kill feed. 3 minutes 20 still to go. Team Walshy down by 1 flag. Can they try and rally at the end of this game? I mean, they need to just get a little bit of map control and then try and push in, and this could be it. A couple of kills going in their favor. Royal 2 wants to stay up. The flag has been pulled as well. Sadly, though, Snipedown throws out that grenade.
And right now we'll go over to Roy as he does have this flag, trying to move it across. We'll see if anyone's in position. There's going to be 3 dead, though, for Team Elamite. So we'll go over, actually, let's see, 3 dead. Yes, indeed. So Ninja there is able to fall, but we'll go over to Snakebite. Stick with him off of the respawn here on Team Elamite. Both flags are still at home, but I think we should get a listen and ready with Team Walshy to see how Walshy is coaching this squad. So let's go ahead and move now over back to Ninja here on Team Walshy.
Pink 2 got me. Pink 2 got me. Is she there? Nice shot, Ty. Our pink 2 nading you. Jump.
I'm trying to jump through the nade. Couldn't use pink shirt. Weak. Lethal. P2.
Going for pink 2.
I'm going to try to just pull like,
pink 2 lethal.
Game, guys. We got to be more aggressive.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes.
What's big one? Our pink, what's our Snakebite's pink? Our pink right now.
One P2, slide down. He's running bubble. He's running bubble. It's our street. Alright.
He got me, dude.
One shot on P3.
One shot on pink, dude. 2 on pink street.
Going here, Elo.
Just slow play this flag, man.
We got one.
One.
I got shots. We got our flag.
Bring the flag car, I'm here.
Under the base on the return now.
There's one shot on me. I got him, pink street.
Our Eli.
They spawned the flag, Camo, guys, camo. We need to get this
flag. Our flag. Camo at 40, or a little bit after, like 135.
P3 as well, guys. It's not middle.
Camo's like 35.
Yeah, 35.
I'm flanking, dude.
P2 lethal. P1 and...
Go on, pick one.
P1 snipe that, one shot. One shot on camo.
Pick 2, I think. Pick 2.
I went for camo.
Weak their flag.
I'd reload. Stellar's one shot their back flag. He's their stone rifle. Spawn their car, guys.
We have the flag. Pick one. Camo, slow down so Matt can do something.
P1. I died. P1 weak. Yeah.
I got P1. Stay alive. Got one.
I'm living. We gotta get a good pull here.
That's the most big one.
So I gotta say, Walshy and team, pretty good communication there, able to burn that camo. It seems like they're doing everything they need to, but you heard Ninja saying we're not being aggressive enough. We need to push in and get a touch on this flag. He needs to start pulling more because we only have a minute left in the game.
Yep, final 60 seconds on board with Royal 2. Their flag has been pulled. Do bear that in mind, and unfortunately, he's not going to be able to stay alive long enough. And you see Snipedown now on your screen from Evil Geniuses. He's going to drop a couple of kills going in favor of Team Walshy, but there you saw that flag being ran. Snakebite going for the return. He should be able to get it, but both flags returned.
That's right, both flags are back at home. Looks like Ninja was, as he said during the listening, trying to get pulled and something to happen, but not able to do it. They only have 45 seconds, so we're on board with, look at Snipedown also picking up a double kill there for Team Elamite. That's going to put them in a good position as Snakebite is trying to cause some havoc around top middle, around top car as well. Looks like he'll be able to clean up that kill. Now he's going to switch over to pink, so really he's just running the top of the map.
Yeah, and he has so much control. It's going to be so difficult for Walshy to get back, and nice use of new mechanics.
Perfect use there. Gets a triple kill. Look at that. I mean, that is how you use ground pound to stay alive. If you've already thrusted and you're trying to stay on the map, use ground pound to tee up a clamber, and that has earned everyone a gold rec pack. Go ahead and redeem that. First person to do so on Xbox.com or your Xbox One console will get a Halo 5 gold rec pack. But look at the score, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Snakebite on Team Elamite, way too much in control at the end of the game, and Team Elamite's going to grab that first win. Let's see if we see a pound exchange. Yes, indeed, from Elamite. It's sniped down. A little bit of a smile on the face of Lethal as well as they are back in the booth together. This is too good. I'm so glad Elamite had those picks. Look at Snipe Down, though. 30 and 17. That's what we call a 30 bomb with 19 assists as well. Big numbers from him. And also, I mean, Snakebite with 29. Pretty impressive performance there from Team Elamite. I think story of the match, though, is if Snakebite is doing that type of stuff around top middle and controlling I mean, he was controlling top mid, top car, top pink, all at once while picking up a triple kill, ground pounding to stay on and avoid any grenades. There's some really crafty ways you can use thrust and ground pound at the top level. And if I'm honest, I think we're only just scratching the surface of ways that players are going to use those in competitive Halo. You see on the other side, Team Walshy a little bit dejected as they're unable to close that one out.
What went wrong for them, do you think?
I think they really couldn't get those pulls. I think they had decent slaying and map control, but I think what we actually saw was Team Elamite a little bit too strong on the base defense. Whenever a flag was pulled or attempted to be pulled, felt like they had a little bit more control of their own base. Also, we saw a lot more aggression at Team Elamite. I mean, I'm pretty sure they had several more flag pulls, so that's going to earn them the win. Game number 2 is going to be Slayer on the rig. Of course, you're going to be watching these same two teams duke it out in this 7-game set.
Get to see all 7 maps as well. So, is this the start of an Elamite sweep, do you think? Could this be a maybe, let's say, a 5-2?
I don't know. I think Team Elamite looks really good. I'm curious to see how the players on Team Walshy are going to play game types. Like, I think Rig Slayer is a great example of a game type that's very different from Truth CTF in terms of the way it's played, the sight lines you have to watch, how the Truth CTF, a very linear game type, strongholds on the rig, you can get pretty crafty with Slayer. So we'll have to see. Take a look at the Twitter poll. Still so close, within 2% of one another.
Crazy.
Team Walshy, they look still getting a few votes, though, having a slight edge on Twitter. If you want to vote, of course, just hashtag HaloWC and have hashtag Walshy or hashtag Elamite to enter the poll, and we'll see your results the next time we pull that up. But I'm curious to see how Team Walshy might bounce back in game number 2. Slayer, of course, they've got some raw slaying talent on that squad, and they might be able to do it.
Yeah, for now, though, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, though, a very, very special surprise.
Spark, do you have a visual confirmation on a Mantis? I see nothing. I'm right here. There's nothing around. No Mantis cover. Sorry, he's right on top of you.
Hey there, I'm Andy Bravo Dadinsky, and this is Breaking Down the Map, the only show you need to take you to the top in Halo 5 Guardians. You may have noticed that some of the Halo 5 multiplayer maps have alternate versions. These remixed maps have similar elements, layouts, and configurations to their predecessors, but they have some key differences. Here is the remixed version of Empire. It's called Eden. If Empire had you feeling that the map was divided into sections, then Eden should make you feel like everything is connected. Eden has the same 2 base structures as Empire, red base and blue. But this time around, the bases connect directly to each other via 2 catwalks, one on the lower level of the turbine side and one on the higher level alongside security. Be careful when traversing either one, as you're vulnerable to cross-map shooting. Now, when compared to Empire, this space at Turbine has been expanded, and the turbine itself has been removed for easy access to the rocket launcher weapon pad. We'll talk about said rocket launcher in a little, I promise. Bottom middle now combines the yard and pit areas, and it's notably an area you will want to avoid unless you've got nowhere else to run. The elevation disadvantage makes you an easy target from above. As promised, it's now time to talk weapons on Eden, and a promise is a promise. Let's cut to gameplay. Eden holds 2 classic power weapons, the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher. And as an added bonus, the Hydra launcher. The sniper rifle can be found near Blue Nest on the top of the base over here. It's the perfect weapon for Eden due to the extended lines of sight and opposite spawning locations. You could pick up some long-distance kills from across the map with a well-placed sniper shot. For more destructive power, head over to where you once found the turbine and grab the trusty rocket launcher. Well, trusty if your opponent gives you enough time to properly aim it at them. Thanks, mister. And for that bonus, the Hydra launcher is located in the center of red base. A great strategy from this spot is to aim the Hydra towards sniper spawn to discourage any enemies attempting to pick it up. Practice different firing options to maximize effectiveness. For you rifle fans, both the BR and the light rifle make an appearance on Eden as well. The battle rifle can be found at each base, one at Blue Yard, another at Red Bend, and a third at Bottom Middle. The light rifle can be found here at Red Nest. Everyone is going to be vying for the rifle, so make your shots count with these bad boys. Weapon options differ slightly with each game type selected, so let's take a look at a popular mode on Eden, Strongholds. While Eden and Empire are significantly different, one piece of advice remains constant. Stick to the higher elevations. Using elevation to your advantage, along with some well-placed rifle shots, will put your team in a position to hold down the map as well as your stronghold points. And in any objective game type, controlling the 2 power-ups on strongholds is a standard tactic. The overshield spawns opposite Red Nest and Red Sneaky, while the active camo spawns on top of this ledge near top catwalk. You know the mantra, time those power-ups. And finally, be aware of the spawning locations. Given the map size, it's good to know where your opponents are spawning relative to your own location. You'll learn this by simple repetition, so keep playing Eden more and more and more and more. And more and more. Eden is one of the faster-paced maps in Halo 5 and requires a nimble mind and even quicker reflexes. Remember to check back to the Halo channel often for more episodes of breaking down the map. Thanks for watching.
Like a fire that burns so bright, I was day and you were night. Like a spark we were quick to ignite. Then you ask yourself, is it worth this fight? I love you so much sometimes, baby, I feel like I couldn't breathe. When I look in your eyes, I know I'm right where I need to be. This could be the last time we see each other, but I wanted you to know this ain't over. If you fall, I'll pick you up. Never too much. Carry these memories till we're catch me falling down with you. Here somehow. Catch me falling down. This ain't over. You know it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live from Aspen, Colorado. Welcome to the X Games All-Star activity here. It's Puckett in the booth with Bravo. And
dude,
Bravo, it's been since Halo 3 since we've cast together.
It is, and that is a refreshing voice. I know I speak for everyone at home who's listening, hearing your voice along with Halo competition. Just feels right. So, Chris, so good to be in the booth with you here.
Dude,
it's probably been since Halo 3 since we've casted professional Halo together. I think I would hop in the booth every once in a while during games while I was coaching Triggers Down. And I'll tell you what, everyone has been asking. They knew you were in Aspen, so everyone's been asking if you could cast a game. We're going to have you in the booth for game number 2.
I had to do one game while I was out here, watching these players all weekend. I've been loving the Halo 5 action. And, it's great to see guys like Snipe Down, Roy, Lunchbox still in it.
And dominating.
Gold medals now going against each other here on the main stage. 2-1 is our game 1 score. Of course, that's Team Elamite with a little coaching from me with his picks. Takes that one.
Did you help him with those picks?
Of course. I'm undefeated in my all-star games, so always pick the right rosters here. I told him, don't worry about teammates. Just go for the flashy players. It's an all-star game.
And that's what he has, right? I mean, if you take a look, he's got Snipe Down, Lethal, Snakebite, Stellar, players who can absolutely go off and dominate. But on the other side of the stage, we got some talent as well. That's Ace, Roy, Royal 2, and Ninja. Keep in mind, Rig Slayer is going to be our game number 2. One thing I have to mention, when I was listing all of the sites that had awesome Halo coverage, I did forget Halo Tracker, halotracker.com, as well as at Halo Tracker on Twitter. I don't even know, because I've been following actually their coverage all weekend in my own feed, so make sure to check out Halo Tracker as well as all the amazing sites we listed earlier. Thank you so much for the fantastic coverage and enthusiasm all weekend long. But Chris, in Rig Slayer, if you just look at the slaying ability of these two squads, who are you going with?
I'm going with Team Elamite, and I saw a lot of you guys on Twitter also going that way. Snipedown's on fire, but more importantly, if you looked at the assists from the last game, Stellar and Snakebite, both 20 assists per player.
Right.
I think these guys are going to be crucial. It's all going to come down to the sniper control for me, though, and I want to see, is Royal 2 going to be able to get his hands on it for Team Walshy in this game?
That is the question. Who do you want to start things off with?
Can we watch the Roy board?
I think we should start things off with Roy. It's going to be Game 2 Slayer starting right now on the rig. Starting things off with Roy. His teammates will undoubtedly be plasminating that sniper to themselves as they grab that in the back stairs, and we'll see where that camo went as well. It looks like it went to Ninja, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. And Roy trying to watch a player going for the SMG push. He's able to close that out.
Not a bad start here for Team Walshy, and I do want to take it over to Ninja. He's got the camo, he's got the sniper, everything locked down for Team Walsh, and he's going to be able to back away safely here. Not a whole lot of pressure coming in from Elamite squad yet.
Yeah, right now he has one teammate down, so he needs to back up just a bit. Looks like a really nice angle there, the pick on the player on drill platform, but he's going to try to tuck himself into the back of this area because he doesn't want any players spawning behind him. He also is going to be able to find Stellar there with some great shots. Like I said in the last during the last series, these players using thrust and ground pound in really creative ways, and he's able to use thrust twice there to get the better of that. Engagement sees a player pushing across the SMG and picks up the double.
Yeah, and of course you saw Roy also in the kill feed with a double. That is 4 straight kills for Team Walshy. No answers back from Elamite's squad quite yet. I'm looking over at Elamite's lineup, and really the only one who's playing aggressive at this moment is Stellar. Let's take a look at the man.
Yeah, over here you see Braden trying to make something happen. Of course, a member of Team Renegades. They placed 4th here at the X Games, the only team to advance to Saturday and go home without a medal. But he does have an opportunity for redemption here to try to put some points on the board and to continue the lead for Team Elamite.
Now, Ninja is right around this corner with a sniper rifle. You can see Stellar trying to find him. Going to find some action down low, but he's pushed back. Just too many shots coming his way. He's going to retreat, and I'm looking over. It looks like Lethal is trying to up the tempo, working with Snipedown. The old duo is back together, and Snipedown just found himself a toy.
And he might be able to get his team back in this, right? They're down by 5. It looked like Team Walshy was going to be off to a really, really solid start. Oh, gotta love that timing on the thrust there. Almost gets the better of his teammate Snipedown. So it looks like Lethal's actually going to come in and help, and Snipedown and Lethal together work down to take out Roy.
You know, they weren't friends for the first 3 days here in Aspen, but now it seems they're getting along. They had the fist bump after game 1. These guys are just competitors.
A slightly reluctant fist bump for a second, but Lethal said, okay.
I'm in.
Yeah, he's in. But just as quickly as we say that now, it is a 1-kill game. Looks like Snipedown of EG with Team Elamite have brought this game back now, much in thanks to teamwork there from Snipedown and Lethal, and Snipedown maintains control of the sniper.
Snipedown's going to be patrolling, going to find 2 players. Royal 2 going to force him back. Royal 2 with a challenge, and look at that shot, taking care of business. Sniper's down. Will they be able to collect it?
Looks like Royal 2, yeah, really great plasma caster work there. I like what I saw there. It looks like he might have spotted a player backstairs. I'm not sure if you think, oh my heavens, and he's continuing what he started yesterday, doing work with the sniper rifle. Royal 2 putting on a show here for Team Walshy. They're now up 17-14, so Team Walshy's holding on to this lead, but not by much.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on board with the Naughty Canuck here. Royal 2, one of my favorite players to watch. So aggressive, and his shot is so pure. It reminds me a little bit of Saiyan back in the day. He's not afraid to rush in there. He's going to hit all the headshots he needs to. And I really love to see how far he's progressed from the first time I watched him back on the MLG Pro Circuit.
Right, I mean, Royal 2, a player, of course, who really made a name for himself during Reach very quickly, teaming with a bunch of up-and-coming players, and since then has been a dominant force as he's been playing with CLG for a long, long time. But it looks like Team Elamite actually takes the lead here at the 20-kill mark, 20-19.
And we're going to go over to Royal 2's teammate, Snakebite. Of course, they're playing on opposite squads for the All-Star match.
Oh, it looks like, gotta love that nade from Royal 2 to take down his teammate, Snakebite. He knew exactly where he was. We'll go ahead and stay with Snakebite through this respawn tie game. Oh, now 22-23.
Now, tell me, what do you like about Snakebite? Because so far, actually, in Game 1, I was kind of paying attention to the battles when he was going up against Royal 2. Royal 2 won the majority of the one-on-one fights.
I think Snakebite is simply stated he is such a consistent team player. I mean, whether you're looking at Halo 2 Anniversary, whether you're looking at Halo 5, he's going to come in, he's going to win his one-on-one battles, unless maybe Royal 2 gets the better of him. Luckily, he teams with him normally, so he doesn't have to worry about Royal 2. But he's going to win his 1v1 battles. He's not going to get over. Ooh, it looks like Snipedown actually goes down to the lava pits.
Everyone's dying over here. Cast the Curse is back, man.
It is back. Actually, we actually saw some great pucket rockets, too, yesterday.
They were excellent. You know, they kind of lost people games. You can't have pucket rockets in the 40s, man.
That's true. That's one part of the game where they're not allowed. Here you go, Royal. Hit this shot, but he's unable to. Let's go over to to Ninja. I think he still has a little bit of camo left. So you see 30-24. So Team Walshy once again pulling away. Ninja of Renegades trying to grab this scatter shot. Maybe Sniper 2. Yes, he has a great combo
And
here.
this is the second time he's had this combo. Not going to last long. Snakebite taking care of business. And we'll see, will that Sniper be able to be grabbed? It doesn't look like it. Snakebite's going to fall. You're going to see a big win from Snipe Down. But no armor yet. They're going to have to get back over there.
I was going to say, if Team Elon is able to bring this back, that'd be quite big, especially because Ninja did have that sniper scatter shot camo combo for a brief moment, but Team Walshy still in the lead. I like what they're doing, though. This is a safe area to snipe from as well, as long as you can really start to get angles on the enemy. He's going to come in here with the shotgun, and we'll see if he uses that zoom tactic. You know, not enough players. Oh, look at Ace sliding underneath that headshot. Perfect timing with the slide. Slide is another example of a play that we don't see enough of, but it looks like Ace actually gets the best of Snipe Down with the AR versus the scatter shot.
Let's go over to Ace. Haven't seen this man very much. Of course, last time I was watching him on a major stage, he was taking home $200,000 over at PAX. But I love to see that he is still a top player, living on as one of the best, I guess, families in competitive FPS. The Elams always dominant. But what do you think of Walshy's pick to steal Elamite's little brother here in the All-Star?
As he gets that perfect shot there, looks like comes in with the scatter shot again. Walshy might pick up 2. Yeah, excuse me, Ace picks up 2. But, you know, that is such a Walshy pick. Let me tell you, when you expect Walshy to do something, he will do the exact opposite. He actually steals Elamite's younger brother from him, probably surely to just steal the brother and nothing else. But so far, it's going well for them in this game number 2. They're up 43-32.
Only needs 7 more kills for Team Walshy. Royal 2's going to help him get there with this sniper rifle. He's going to be locking down outside. No one poking their head out quite yet. And you can just see the pressure from his teammates. Every time Roy comes off spawn, he is just surging forward, looking for more kills.
That's right. Sniper, of course, now he's looking towards the back of the BR base, but does find a player who's trying to push alongside Barrels, so he'll have to retreat and let his shield recharge for a brief moment as he checks the back area, misses that first shot on Snakebite, and might be in a little bit of trouble here, but somehow staying alive for much longer than expected.
Snakebite almost got the triple. Is he able to finish? It looks like he will get 2, and he is going to escape with the scatter shot. Down 8 kills. Can they bring it back? They're running out of time.
I think they might be able to. Like, I mean, 5 minutes on the clock, like you said, enough time to do it, but they cannot afford any cheap or less than earned kills here, as they'll need to make sure deaths. Excuse me, as they'll need to make sure they make everything count on these pushes. They cannot afford too many mistakes.
Now Snakebite is just trying to bait out for Snipe Down here. He's got the scatter shot, and what an excellent shot there. Drops Roy.
And that's the type of play they need, right? They need discipline, very slow, methodical play. They get 2 kills there. Might even be 3 if they're able to clean up Royal 2 and Barrels. Yes, 41-45. We now have a 4-kill game.
And Stellar is on an excellent flank right now. You had Snakebite and Snipe Down distracting from one side. Stellar comes behind everybody. He's going to find another melee. 43-46. The 8-point spread now cut down just to 3, and Stellar with a big win against Royal 2.
Look at this. He gets a few kills there, but it's 44-47. So Team Walshy is still picking up kills here, but he might tie it with the SMG kill. Now 2 kills, 45-47.
Roy's got a sniper rifle, though, for Team Walshy. Will he be able to put it to work? No, he's going to fall. Stellar and the rest of the crew coming back. Lethal with a big melee in the back. You're going to see shots going down from Lethal again. Is he able to finish this one? 47-47 tie game, bruv.
Yeah, here we go now. 3.5 just about left on the clock. 48-48 now, still anyone's game. Let's see if there's anything in play. Sniper Rifle's actually in play for Snipe Down if you want to take a look at his screen.
He's not moving, though, and no one is challenging here. It's his teammates on the perimeter that are going to need to get the kills. And Stellar, he actually has a player, no shield below him. Can he finish this?
Looks like he might try to chase. He tried to thrust there a little bit of a cheeky poke out to see if he can get anyone to expose themselves, but it's still 48-48, a little bit of a standoff here. Snakebite trying to force that player out as well. I think you might have seen that player poke for a second on Stellar's screen, but everything's slowed down now here as they focus on bottom middle.
Now the big player to watch right now is going to be Ninja. He's got the camo. He's behind enemy lines. Can he get it done?
And now we're taking a look. I believe here, this is actually Team Elamite you're watching on the 4 split, but several kills going down here. Looks like 49-48. Can Ninja clean it up? Now it only needs 1 more.
There
yes, his team will push in, and Team Walshy closes it out. 50-48, they bounce back in the series. Ninja explaining that the 2 guys were right here. You see, they were right here and then right here.
And then right there.
Yeah, that's exactly where they were. And luckily, his team was able to clean up. But I have to say, big push from Ninja. He's not going to get credit for that final kill, but he does get both of those players weak. His team flies up the catwalk, and they clean it up. Walshy's got to be feeling good about that. Take a look at that 50-48 game.
Can you feel good about that win, though? You were leading by so much, and to let it come down to just a 2-kill spread, That's not a whole lot of confidence going into future Team Slayers.
No, certainly not for the rest of the series, but that game alone, I think you can be happy with putting a point on the board. Certainly happier than going down 0-2 to Elamite. But Snipe Down and crew on Team Elamite are going to need to reset as we get ready for game number 3, which is going to be Strongholds on Eden. But, Chris, in that match, I'm happy we got you in, especially for a 50-48. Quite a close Slayer match indeed. Some top players here. But like I said, I have to say so much respect for you, a pioneer of Halo casting. You really paved the way for everything that all of us Halo casters do, so it is an honor to be up here with you.
I appreciate it, guys. I know I've moved on to several places in my career, but have a lot of love for the Halo fans. Grew up with you guys from Halo 1, now here in Halo 5. It's awesome to see it stronger than ever.
Yeah, it is. It's great. I mean, it's such a privilege to be here at the X Games. Everything has kind of been surreal. I think for all the players, as we take a look at the poll, 50-50, Team Walshy versus Team Elamite coming in with an even split exact number of votes. So we'll see.
Where are you going here? Elamite or Walshy? Let's get a 51.
I'm still going Team Elamite. However, Walshy has surprised me many times in my career, and I wouldn't be surprised if he and his crew did it again. I'm still thinking that it might be Team Elamite, but the one thing we know is that we're probably going to have a good set of 7 matches here. Strongholds Eden is going to be game number 3. But Chris, once again, awesome having you in the booth. Your sweet, sweet, buttery voice just sounds too darn good alongside Halo gameplay.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching, guys. And shout out to Deadmau5. Got a chance to hang out with him this weekend.
All right.
He's a gamer, guys. Follow him on Twitter, listen to his music, and enjoy the rest of the show.
That's right. We'll be back with more X Games All-Star action in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Xbox One exclusive.
Hey, I'm Andy Bravo-Daninsky, and this is Breaking Down the Map, your go-to one-stop shop for all your Halo multiplayer needs. Sure to be a favorite of pro players and casual matchmakers alike, Coliseum pleases on multiple levels with a symmetrical design favoring objective-based game types and easy navigation for all-out Slayer action. Let's break it down. True to OG Halo form, Coliseum brings back the classic 2-base design, a standard for objective-based maps all the way back to the days of Blood Gulch and Battle Creek. You'll find a flagged platform in each base with a clear line of sight into the opposing side. But when defending, grab a long-range weapon and tuck yourself into the back of the base. You'll have a decent vantage point across the map, but best of all, enemies won't see you when they enter your base. Surprise! The front end of each base also features a bridge extending out towards the middle of the map. Thrust jumps, flag tosses, and ground pounds are all useful tricks from red and blue bridges. Underneath the bases, you've got blue yard and red yard. Now each yard is a major battle zone as they are easily accessible from a lot of the areas on the map, specifically connecting to green tower and over to yellow tower. Top green holds a sniper rifle, while top yellow has the rocket launcher and a great vantage point over the entire map. And speaking of weapons, let's take a look at a few favorites. With fantastic lines of sight all over the map, long-range weapons are crucial on Coliseum. You can grab a BR in the area between bridges and top mid. Or if you want a bit more range, the DMR.
Hey, welcome back to the X Games Aspen Invitational. We're back here with more All-Star Sunday action. Happy to say that I now have the man, the myth, the legend, the coach, Ryan Towie, in the booth with me.
Good to be back.
It is a pleasure. Now you are officially back in the booth as coach of the X Games gold medalist winning team, Evil Geniuses. Tell me a little bit about, before we get into this match, how that felt. We were out here, losing our minds. All of us were joking around. Imagine if I went to a Game 7, grudge match, EG-CLG. What's going through your mind? Take a look 1 second at the poll. Team Walshy edging it out just a bit over Team Elamite. Still so split, but walk me through what the energy in the booth all series long. It looked like, you guys were so close in Regret Slayer. They had Fuel Rod. They had Overshield at the end. What the heck was going on?
It was one of the most emotional series that we've ever played in.
Especially as a best of 7, right?
Yeah, we've been to a lot of tournaments, and we've never really had as rewarding a tournament as this one. We felt like we really had nothing to lose, and we tried to play that way.
Sure, especially losing to CLG the day prior, right?
Yeah,
and having the opportunity on a clean slate to play them again.
Well, we really felt that series wasn't, nearly as indicative of how good our team was as we actually are. We didn't really play our best, and there were some technical difficulties that kind of altered the series in our opinion. But either way, they played great. They definitely advanced and should have advanced out of that series. So, it was one of the best series we've ever been a part of, and it really couldn't have ended better.
Especially, watching your guys' energy in the booth after the win.
I've never been that hyped.
Never interviewed a team with all 5 members shaking next to me.
Ever.
I could actually see the hands visibly shaking after
I was
you guys
out of breath.
But once again, of course, congrats, #medal for Towie, as we go ahead and jump into game number 3. It's going to be Strongholds on Eden, and we're starting off with Team Walshy, who's now pushing out. Of course, going to be 100 points to win in this game type. Ninja's going to get a free Overshield on the red side of the map, and they're going to try to make something happen here with Rockets.
Sure, specifically on this game type too, when you spawn on the red side, you have a very distinct advantage over blue. You spawn with that OS where it's basically impossible for the blue team to get that OS, so that's the smartest play you can get, is to go for that plasma pistol. You saw Snipedown go for that, but this OS Rocket guy should be pushing for blue here, which is exactly what they're doing.
You want to generally steal blue if you can right here. Do teams typically go for this total control off the break if you can?
Yes, it's very important to try to get total control if you can. It's usually not too easy against really good teams, but specifically for Stronghold, on Rig, it's not good to go for all 3 and try to hold total control, but on Eden, it is possible to hold.
Yeah, it's a really good reset. He actually, really just controlling the entire map and using the OS and Rockets to do it. Goes from Blue Bend all the way over to Red Nest. That's a pretty big play from him, so they're going to maintain the scoring.
100%, yes. This early advantage you see for the red team is, I believe, off of spawns, too. The red team has a very big advantage to start this game. For Slayer, the advantage is more towards the blue side, but for Stronghold, it is definitely for red.
And looks like they're playing that advantage, and so far successful now, up 16-2. Pretty good shots here from Ninja to stay alive. Sees up a ground pound. We'll see if he connects here, but decides to cancel out of that, and we'll hope that he's able to stay alive here. But finally, he will be pushed. So we'll take a look on the other side. Looks like Roy is actually getting cat, so let's swing over to your player here, Roy.
That's just a very heads-up play to try to take that well. Their team still had an advantage. They were able to push off of their spawns immediately and quick cap that with 2 players in catwalk.
And of course now Team Walshy actually total control once again. Oh, I love that thrust. If it was a one-on-one, he might have been able to stay alive there. But we'll go over to Ace, who's trying to stay alive around Blue Bend and around Blue Sneaky, as his team is still in the lead here in this match by quite a bit. But finally, Team Elamite will gain control.
Yeah, that was a very good job by Aaron to stay alive there. It seems like he doesn't exactly have too much help. His teammates are kind of dying, but he's just putting so much pressure on the other team's spawns that it just allows his team to move around the map so much more easily.
And speaking of, talking about the damage that Ace was actually just doing against those players as Roy grabs that camo. One stat you were talking about that you noticed in a prior game, I think it was Royal 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Snake bite. Yeah, one of the most important stats you can look at in post-game statistics is the damage dealt. And it was astonishing when the stats came up that, sure, Snipedown had 30 kills, but Snakebite put up almost 5,000 damage in Game 1, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, big stuff here from Roy. Like you said, you want to use that plasma pistol to take out that Overshield player. He's able to do that. He had a free shot there. And as an Overshield player, you're kind of surprised he was actually that far out on Blue Bend, right? He was not in a position. There's nowhere to dodge right there.
Correct. Oh, the Overshield is also really good at just distracting, and it opens up the map, like I said earlier, for your team to push around you. You don't always want that Overshield guy to be the first one in, but he's going to get all of the attention of the other team, so you want to take advantage of that.
Right, and there, of course, you see Lethal picking up a kill. He's going to get a little bit of defending there on Blue Bend as he tries to see players who might be spawning in blue. Very cautious here as he wants to stay outside on the outer ledge, just let people push out around him, and that's exactly what he's doing. He finally finds a player, but he's going to have to retreat to the bend.
Yep, it'll be really interesting to see throughout the rest of this match, too, how both coaches do, because this game type specifically has by far the most impact for a coach with so many different things coming up so often. That was a ridiculous cleanup by Lethal for the triple kill.
Yeah, big stuff there from him as he's looking around, but not even really using the rockets to do so, just picking up players. And of course, that's going to leave him with.
Kind of surprised he's not trying to push spawns here. It seems like he's retreating back towards his team. He should be trying to take the rocket that he has left still and try to push towards tower.
Right, to pinch them there and maybe even total control on Cat for a moment. I mean, tell me as a coach, you said how important it is on this game type. What are your #1 responsibilities? I mean, do you kind of have to focus on spawns and rotating and power-ups all at once, I would assume?
Yes, absolutely. And I would say the most important stronghold to control would be Red Nest. If you can keep Red Nest control, you get that overshield. You use your overshield to get to rockets. You get those rocket and overshield combo, you can kind of rotate around outside and go for blue bend. And from there, you can kind of try to trap them in tower, push them in tower. It's all about rotating on this game type.
Ace is going to have to wait a second for that plasma grenade to explode, but looks like Roy is going to help and save the day. I believe he does have rockets in hand. Yes, that's the case. Let's go over to his point of view, see if he can stay alive over here around Red Nest. So pretty much a tied game here, 43-41. Team Walshy now in the lead by just a few. They do have, looks like, Catwalk as well. They're trying to steal Red Nest, so they'll be an okay position if they can just get Red Nest. Total control for a second. They're going to lose Cat, it looks like.
Yep, at this point, they definitely want to give up Cat. It seems like they're going to try to hold it, but it's hard to predict where they're going to spawn. Usually in this type of a situation, they're going to spawn back Red Nest.
And actually, Royal 2 actually has presence at Cat, so he's going to hold them off for quite a while, and they might finally start losing Cat again. Heads up play by Roy to make sure they don't lose Red Band.
He kind of baited the stronghold. It's surprising that they knew there was a rocket guy. They didn't necessarily know exactly where he was, but 2 guys still went for that stronghold and gave up easy deaths.
So tell me, on this outside hold, which isn't what we always see, how long do you want to hold this? Do you eventually want to get back to Cat, or
you want to hold it as long as you can, because it kind of forces the team to make like unpracticed pushes. They don't necessarily go from tower through red or from tower through blue that often.
Right.
And a lot of times, if they don't make a good push together, you can, get those type of solo kills or easier kills than from anywhere else in the game.
So it looks like finally Team Walshy will lose control. Team Elamite scoring once again here. But one thing I definitely want to talk to you about is that damage dealt stat. We'll try to look at that in some of these games as well. As casters, I don't think we worked well enough to get those damage dealt stats in. For the rest of the Halo World Championship, definitely something that we need to focus on.
It's one of the most important stats you can look at. Just so indicative of how much presence a player has in the game. Just laying down fire.
It's similar to Halo 2, right?
Absolutely,
the shots hit stat, which I personally always loved watching when you see a player with laying down shots. It tells you a lot about their playstyle and their contributions that otherwise might not be mirrored on the stats board, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You see now trying to get a shot across low Cat.
Oh,
Roy
man,
will fall though, so let's spend some time. Let's see with Stellar. Haven't seen enough of him during this All-Star match.
So impressed by Stellar so far this weekend.
Yeah, he's been playing great. Nets his team a 4th place finish, although they aren't heading home with Winter X Games hardware. They, of course, have to be feeling pretty good about that performance as they get ready to go into the North American Regionals.
Yep, we see everyone kind of rushing the Red Nest part of the map here as these power-ups are coming up. I believe somebody just got overshield. It is Aaron. Ace just picked up the overshield and rockets. Like I was talking about earlier, trying to rotate around and get both of these as a combo and then use them as your advantage.
And this is such a big turning point, right? Especially when both of those are coming up, because they were tied just about only 5 to 8 points away, but now they're up 79-62, and this is the chance where they can really pull away.
I can't believe that one player wasn't cleaned up. He just fired that rocket and then had another guy weak in blue, and I don't know if they got either of those kills.
Right, it might have been a little bit of miscommunication or lack of communication, but this is what they want to do, right? They want to just force players to awkwardly push into blue, into the outside. Right, actually, excuse me, right now they have the catwalk hold, so they're going to trap a blue bend for a little bit.
Yep, I mean, this isn't ideal, but you definitely can hold this type of a setup. I'm surprised that Team Elamite is going to be pushing outside here. Typically, you want to, when you get those blue spawns, you want to push for tower control and hold tower from Catwalk Stronghold and then towards Blue Bend. You don't want to try to push outside.
I gotta love that, Ace chasing all the way down there. Sometimes you might just stay Red Nest, but determined that it was worth it to chase that kill. He's able to get right back up to Red Nest right away.
This would be a huge play if he can somehow get this reset.
Looks like he might be able to. Stops it if he gets the kill here. He will, and that's a big reset.
Kill. That looks like it might end up being the game.
That'll be the game right there. As Team Walshy able to close out game number 2, 100-62 there. Pretty solid performance from them. They surprise us. They win the next 2 series despite an early Elamite victory. Tawi, break it down. You're regarded as the best coach in the game. Most people won't argue with that. What did you see throughout that the Team Walshy did right?
I'm going to have to give a lot of credit to Walshy for being an excellent coach and getting those power-ups and outmaneuvering Elamite. You saw towards the end there, Ace got both the overshield, used the overshield to get the rockets, and then from there was able to rotate around, They got a triple cap towards the end and really took advantage of all of the opportunities they had in that game.
Right, 20 and 12. We'll see if the guys in the back can get us damage dealt stat. I'm trying to see if it's on any of the screens down here, but I'm not sure if anyone is actually scrolling between that right now. It looks like that might not be the case right now, but we did have a big game from Roy, 20 and 12.
Not surprising. My teammate Roy putting up big numbers once again.
That's what he does best, of course. Fantastic match for Team Walshy. They'll now lead the series 2-1. Looks like game number 4 is going to be CTF on Fathom. Tao, tell us about this game type. For me, as a caster, I had to watch this game type several times on streams before I really even felt confident in my ability to cast it, because the way it's horizontally stretched out almost guarantees that you're going to have players sprinting to the enemy base to get those last second
absolutely.
pulls. So tracking those flags is difficult for me, but I can't imagine as a coach it must be even more difficult for you.
It's very, very important to be predicting spawns on that game type, and you can somewhat think of it like a Halo 3 Onslaught, where it's a very bad idea to try to rotate back towards your base once the flag is out. You're kind of just chasing that guy around the map. So if you get those spawns, you want to just push immediately to their base, take advantage of being there while they're still trying to run a flag back, and just try to rotate around. And that's how you see so many different flag standoff situations in these pro matches.
And of course, how important is top mid on those flag runs? On Onslaught, right, keeping a player there was important but difficult.
It's just as important, absolutely. I mean, you can lay down, you get so many good angles, you lay down so much fire, and that railgun spawns every 2 minutes. I mean, railgun control is the game type at the pro level for
and
sure.
Of course, hitting those railguns on that first shot is key, right? As soon as you can pick those players out of the air, that's going to help your team escort the flag back. I believe we're going to have CTF Fathom coming up in just a bit. Team Walshy now up for a 2-1 lead. Players now loading into that game type. Gotta say, wait, here's a medal for Tao.
I do have the current Roy medal around my neck right now.
Medal, so,
we are still trying to get the medal for Towie hashtag trending on Twitter.
See if
we're working on that.
Picks up and notices.
Hopefully,
All right, well, we'll see who we can talk to here to continue the hashtag Medal for Tao campaign. It is a very, very noble cause. But CTF Fathom going to be coming up in just a bit. Going to find out. Not sure if we're going to head to a quick break before then. But it sounds like yes, indeed. I believe we actually have Clutch coming in. A few more guest commentators coming in for the rest of the series. Towie, once again, congrats on X Games Gold.
Thank you so much.
On top of the world right now. A historic weekend for Halo.
Absolutely.
Historic weekend for UNEG. I'm sure one none of us will soon forget. It's been awesome. We're going to have more All-Star action coming up in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. As you see, we got some of the best extreme sports athletes here in Aspen, as well as some of the best Halo Pro players in the world as well. Today, we're enjoying X Games Aspen All-Star Sunday. Now joining me in the booth is Coach Clutch. Coach, so good to have you here with us.
Glad
For those
to be
who
here.
don't know, of course, veteran Pro player, spent a long time playing Halo 3 as well as Halo Reach professionally. Great to have you here. Now coaching CLG. Tell me, what do you think? We're going to have CTF Fathom with these two squads. Have you had a chance to watch these guys so far?
Absolutely. I've been watching every game so far. A little disappointed in Team Elamite.
Yeah.
I figured they would pretty much run away with this series, and they're not doing so.
Looking at their names on paper, I kind of thought the same too. I've been proved wrong. Some people, like Towie, say that Walshy is just too strong. as a coach?
It may just be Walsh is better than Elamite.
It could be. It could all come down to
I
this.
didn't even consider that.
That is the ultimate question of the day. Great to have you joining us once again in the booth. Taking a look at the poll here, 53% now saying Team Walshy. So Team Walshy slowly creeping up in the polls as they start to win more games and more people start to jump on the Walshy bandwagon.
It's close. It's still pretty much even though. I mean, they are a game up, so
I mean, look at Walsh.
That is
percentage. Everyone knows and loves that Walshy smile all too well. He's laughing in the booth. He's having a good time coming off of those 2 victories, but they're going to have to do it again on CTF Fathom if they want to continue this run. Anyone who stood out to you so far in the series?
I saw Roy doing some pretty incredible things last game. Really put the team on his back, I felt like. Snakebite had a great game 1.
Yep.
Almost 5,000 damage. That's ridiculous.
It was just insane, yes, for a game that was, I believe, about, 8 minutes in length. That is an insane number indeed. Fathom CTF is going to be our second game. Hope you're enjoying all of our X Games Sunday broadcasts. A little bit of a more relaxed day today. Checking out all-star action, which is always enjoyable, seeing the best players kind of on new team roster combinations. Duke it out, but we're going to go ahead and start things off here with Mr. Roy on Team Walshy. They're currently leading this set of 7 games with a score of 2-1 here as we kick things off now. Clutch, as a coach, what is the first thing that you want your team to focus on here on Fathom Capture Flag?
You're definitely going to be going for the railgun as well as camo. As a coach, I'm always focused on camo more as the railgun just because you want to get that camo time, obviously. And I feel like you can use camo to kill the railgun guy a lot easier than you can use a railgun to kill a camo guy.
Sure, absolutely.
But you can use both of these to change the outcome of the game. So the railgun's just now getting picked up, top mid.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, looks like Ace had it for a second, but he's on the receiving end of a storm rifle, so we'll have to see exactly.
Of it. We're good.
Looks like, yes, indeed. Like you said, snipe down now, railgun in hand. And now it looks like just about a minute into the game here, and looks like hitting those railgun shots. Of course, staying alive in this game type is so important as well. Once you have presence in the enemy base, you need to try to pinch the enemy. And again, this is an example of a game type where you can't really start that flag run unless you have a little bit of help, right? Because generally you're going to meet quite a bit of resistance. But let's see, off the start here now, Snipe Gun trying to get that railgun across the map, but not able to hit it just yet.
A lot of times you can trap the team into spawning on either the silo side or the big door side, whichever side your team kind of wants to really let them have and control them into having. Just depends where you want to run the flag, actually. If you want to run it down the middle or if you want to run it through the sides, the elbow.
Right, and how important is having members dead? I mean, there's a lot of game types, CTF, throughout Halo franchise where you kind of need a few more kills before you start running a flag. In your opinion, if you have one down and you know exactly where they're spawning, generally do you start that flag run and kind of start moving it?
I think you can get a kill and start running it, especially towards the elbow and over towards the nades down here where he is right now. I feel like there's so much cover in this map that you can just start running the flag and then drop it and slay.
Sure.
Especially since this is a larger map. Definitely you can start running it when there's just one dead.
All right, we'll go now over to Roy here, who does have a railgun in hand, trying to chase down a player around bottom middle. Possibly was looking for the camo that he may have missed. It looked like he was shooting blind, possibly trying to spot a camo player. Actually going to take a look at the screens, and yes, indeed, it actually is Stellar who has the camo. So that's who Roy was trying to light up with those blind shots. Stellar now going to try to use this camo to get top mid control, of course. Looks like now peeking down across the map. He does have help from Lethal below, but Lethal will be on the receiving end of an ace railgun. Luckily, like you said, you can use the camo to take out that railgun clutch, and that's exactly what Stellar just did.
Exactly. Now he's going to have camo rail, which is a deadly combination.
Looks like it's still going to get that splash damage. Might be able to push in here. Gotta love the aggression, but Ninja and Roy, I believe, working together there. That's a vicious combo in the back of the base, and I think teams that can catch their opponent off guard, slow down, stay in their base, and just get that one pick before a flag run, generally that's enough to kill a team's momentum, and you can kind of reset.
Absolutely. This is one of the on this game type, this map, it's really hard once the team is trapped in their flag. It's really hard to actually stay alive while you're pushing into the enemy's flag.
Right.
And
there's a lot of nooks and
get
crannies.
a successful pull.
Yeah, a lot of nooks and crannies and corners that they can nade from, try to have like last desperate attempts to stop your flag runner. Generally, that's why we see teams, Allegiance was particularly good at it, sending multiple members in the base to clear it out, and then forcing a silo or big door spawn is kind of when you can really get things moving.
I like the idea of being able to pull the flag before you can put them on spawn. That way, if they spawn flag, you're not trying to sit there and pull the flag while they're sitting in the back engine area, because it's such a hassle to try and dodge nades in those close quarters on the flag.
Absolutely. Royal 2 will fall, so we'll go ahead and spend some more time with our best friend Lethal, who's now pushing across the course. Member of your squad, CLG, going to try to make something happen here. It looks like still 0-0, no score on the board in this game. We're about 4 minutes into the gameplay.
I'm actually proud of TJ. He told me that if he ended up on Snipe Down's team, he'd end up throwing a couple nades at him, you know, maybe back smacking him when he has power weapons. But I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, we were actually wondering if we were going to see that, a little bit of a friendly trash talk as well. But it looks like so far they've been doing it right. But of course, game 1 was a little bit more successful for them than game number 2. Like now trying to hit this railgun, but a player thrusting at the very last second, trying to hit those rails. He does have help from Roy, so they might be able to push into the treehouse here, but nope. Looks like that did get baited. Both of those players will fall, actually, so that's an example of really good kind of patience in the treehouse, and they actually are going to gain top mid control as a result.
As a coach of CLG, I hate seeing Royal 2 miss shots there, but Snakebite was able to get the double, so I'll take it.
That's right, is able to do that. So going to use this trick jump to top middle. Go ahead and take that one back to your game as you see that. Lots of different jumps that can be used here. Also a pretty tricky one if you get on your little podium to get straight to top middle and sit in that nook. I personally am not good at that jump.
I'm awful.
Yeah.
I think I've tried it 3 times when I was playing, missed all 3, gave up.
It's a pretty rough one, but we're going to go ahead and go into a listen-in now with Team Walsh to see how their communication is going.
I'm sorry, nice tie. Nice, Tyler.
Grab that. Let's check out how many. One jumping up top middle, Septos, weaker silo. One jump top middle.
Yo, bottom mid. Snake bite. Weak their camo.
They're silo, they're silo. They're treehouse, Matt, weak seller.
Our pit. Buy time for Roy. Buy time for Roy. Yo, our front base. Our porch. You get that? Run that. Run it. Our porch.
Here, Justin. Where?
We're starting flag. We're starting generator. I can't kill him. At least 2 down now. So, is our generator still? 2 our flag. Yo, our front base and our flag.
Front base, dude.
Yeah, front base weak.
He's going up. Our pit.
You want elbow flag. Use that mid, help. Get slaves. Leave the flag in an open position. Nice job. Nice flag going our silo, I think.
No. He's running at their silo.
Yeah,
he's
Their
silo. Snipe don't kill me. From their silo. Camo, guys. Camo's at 48.
We'll start splinters. Weak splinters. Camo 48, Aaron.
I'm on it.
Get a chance. All right. Tide's out. Just stay back. We'll start splinters. We got camo. Just get slaves. Take it slow.
Look for the ring. Stay alive. Where's flag?
Our splinters still? Watch out the silo. I'm gonna shot in the back. Flag. I died. Nice job. 2 coming our front base from our bombs mill. Stay alive. Stay alive, Ninja. Our Porch of Arrow, we're gonna kill this guy. Where's our generator with rail? They're bomb center. Do our generator with rail. Nice try. Our generator with rail, I gotta kill. I'm trying to kill him.
He's right here, Peach.
Our generator with rail.
2 on there. I'm coming up here right now.
All right, we got a flag standoff here, Clutch. Tell me about that ninja play, going for that return instead of the SMG kill. What do you think about that?
This is one of those game types where I feel like you really do have to overslay, and you can't just hop on the flag unless all 4 are dead, because the flag's normally out in the open area.
Right.
And when you're trying to get a return like that, you're not going to be able to dodge nades or shots.
Sure, right. Especially with that SMG, you have to wonder if you might have wanted to go for that range, that kill there. But looks like lots of action happening here as we go to Snakebite around his base's treehouse. He's going to pick that up now. Looks like 4:40 left on the clock. So a little bit of a standoff. Team Walshy, of course, wants to be able to do something here. Snakebite holding that back button to check how many are dead.
Something that I love that Snakebite in particular has been doing all weekend is whenever it's a stalemate, which happens so much in Halo 5 as opposed to any other Halo that we've been playing so far, is when there's a stalemate and he's the guy with the flag, he will push up.
Right, to a 50-yard line, right?
And help his team get the return. Because when your team's trying to get the return and it's basically a 4-on-3 now that the flag guy has a gun.
Yep, and here it is, exactly. Now his flag is back. He's going to have a little bit of pressure, so he has to travel a little bit of a distance to get back. But like you said, as long as they overslay once again and he gets perfect kills like that, they should be fine.
Right?
Looks like he's going to be able to bring this in. No problem. Yes, indeed. Looks like they will tie this 1-1. Team Elamite, they're able to make that happen. Putting some points on the board for them, so some textbook play, but you pointed it out. I mean, you watch Snakebite probably more than any of us here watching. I mean, he's able to make plays like that. He's going to get his team, like you said, essentially a 4v3 if he puts himself in a better position than the flag carrier. Also picks up a camo, so Team Elamite looking pretty good.
It's kind of risky to be able to push up with the flag to the 50-yard line, but when your team has map control like that, you can get away with it.
Yeah, you kind of have to know exactly when to, right? Certainly,
there's a time and a place.
Exactly. As with almost every decision in Halo, you need to know exactly kind of all the factors on the map that exist And that is just a split-second decision, listening to your coach, listening to your teammates, finding out exactly where the enemy might be, where they definitely are, to make a decision like that, and it pays off for them. Snakebite is able to put in that flag, going to grab a storm rifle as well with the camo. And Clutch, I mean, you said it, camo so far seems to be dominating in terms of map control. Railgun hasn't been the story of the match. It's more so been who has camo and what they're able to do with it.
You can successfully make it outside, bottom middle with camo alive. You can do some serious damage with it on this map.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's going to wait here. Looks like he's still able to lay down some shots, so that flag's going to be down. Snakebite of CLG hoping that his teammates might come around the corner soon. And it looks like staying alive quite nicely here against Ninja. Might even be able to get this back, and might poke out one more time. No, actually, Ninja is the player who gets that kill. So heads up play by Ninja to be able to win that battle. It was a very great display of patience from him. And now Team Walshy might be running in a second flag, but their flag is away.
Both teams' flags are away right now.
Yeah, which is, I mean, so common here in Fathom CTF, right?
Absolutely. This map turns into stalemates all the time, but his team was able to get the return, go up 2-1, just 2 minutes left. We're going to have to see Team Ella might be a little bit more aggressive that they want to come out.
Right, and if you're Team Walshy, do you slow things down here a bit? Do you kind of just look for that top-mid control and maybe not risk those flag runs? Do you want to just really slay for these last 2?
I think 2 minutes is a little bit too much time to be slowing down. As soon as you stop putting the pressure on the other team, you are susceptible to being pressured.
Right, all right, so we'll see if they're able to continue this here. Of course, appreciate your insight, Clutch, as you've been able to watch these guys play for weeks and weeks here in the Halo World Championship. But trying to hit this long-range shot, and that's the type of railgun shots you need to use to make that weapon useful. Tries to hit the second, but he may be able to get away with his life. Nope. Bounces off, so we'll go over to Roy, who's trying to make something happen bottom middle. Picks up a melee kill there. Might be able to get another one as well. Yes, so he's going to be able to grab the camo. Probably not even need to burn. He'll keep that. That's going to be the last camo of the game. Going to try to stay alive, and you got to love that. Like you said, it's big to get out of bottom middle, and he's able to do so. His team has a lead, so of course that camo is a very important camo at this point in the game.
Now with just 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and Roy having camo, it's going to be very hard for Team Elamite to get
right, he's going to try to stay alive here with these splinters, but let's see. Let's actually look at Team Elamite. Is anyone in position to make something happen with the flag? Snakebite specifically pushing in. He's able to get 1 kill. Going to try to get the touch here. Yes. Going to try to lay down shots on Ace. Maybe even win this. Great shots from Snakebite. Going to try to use this to get top middle a little bit and maybe use this thrust ground pound route possibly, if you think that might be what's happening.
I don't know if he'll go for the ground pound. I think he'll go for a sprint thrust toss.
There you go. You knew it all too well. Does he get it in the base? Yes. Is there anyone there to cap? Let's take a look as I scan the screens. Look like no. There is no one there. Stellar is the only player alive, so it's almost certainly going to be a return for the other side. Let's take a look. Getting the return now is Roy. Yes, 3, 2, 1. Gets the return and the flagpole with 35 seconds left. And that is good pressure there from Team Walshy. You have to wonder, do you think the ground pound might have gotten there faster? Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it would have been just as close. Someone needed to be in there,
right,
just in case.
Right, they needed to make that happen. But
I don't want to see Team Walshy go for this flag run that they were pulling there. With 30 seconds left, now that was a time where they needed to just focus on slaying, getting it done, because now...
Yeah, here they are actually trying to move this. So let's take a look on the other side where the other flag might be. And actually, no, Team Walshy brings it in there. So you said a risky play, but they're able to bring the flag in 3-1 there. You know, and like you said, what Team Elamite needed was a player there. However, you have to wonder, even with the pressure from Team Walshy, that player might have died and they would have countered. Anything could have happened there. But the story is Team Walshy wins 3-1. Now looking at the stats, looks like 30 from Ninja, 30 and 19. So a standout performance for him.
Absolutely. Ninja's best game so far today. Maybe the best game statistically so far today out of anybody.
Yeah, I think so. Really nice stuff from him. On the other side, players kind of hovering around the 20-kill mark, but several players you'll note going negative there. The only player, actually 2 players going positive, so not too bad of a game from
everybody had just about the same relative stats.
Right, you see Team Elamite now talking to Lethal there, trying to get that to happen, trying to get ready to bounce back in this series. Team Walshy has won the next few games. You see Elamite with a gold medal around his neck as well. Everybody's wearing gold medals here.
He's going to need to step it up if he wants to keep that gold medal.
I was going to say that's exactly what he'll need to do, losing those next 3. Take a look at the scoreboard here. Team Elamite came out hammering. 2-1 was the score, but Team Walshy answering back with a 50-48, barely squeaking by, but it's given them momentum to win also Eden Strongholds and Fathom CTF. Clutch, any key takeaways from that Fathom CTF that we just saw?
We're going to need to see Team Elamite come out and play a little bit more aggressive. I thought that they were going to be the more aggressive team just looking at the players, but unfortunately, Walsh's team is taking it.
Yeah, and Walsh and Elamite also, we talked about it on the drive over here, over to the X Games Festival. You know, not always the best team on paper, specifically in All-Star Games, is the one that takes it. So like you said, Elamite and crew are going to have to step it up just a bit.
if they want to do this. Team Walshy now looking good. If they win one more, they'll theoretically win this best of 7, although we will see all 7 games being played. Here's the Twitter poll, so Team Walshy inching up just a bit to 54%.
1 more percent.
I think that's only 1 more percent than we saw prior to the break. But Clutch, I want to thank you so much for joining us in the booth, lending your insight. Of course, best of luck to you and the squad throughout the rest of the Halo World Championship. Can't wait to see you guys competing at North American Regionals, and of course expecting you to be at the World Finals as well. We'll be back with the next game of the All-Star match here at the X Games in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
All hail the conquering hero. Let us remember him as our protector, and not the one who gave us this. As our savior, and not our betrayer. Let us see him forever as you, and not as you. All hail the conquering hero. The one who was supposed to save us all. But now I must save us from you.
Prepare for the hunt with Xbox One and the Master Chief Collection, now $349.
What's up YouTube, my name is Earl the Hot Tamale and I'm here on the Epidemic here to show you guys an awesome map feature. Today we are looking at Drive-Thru by Pandas for Life. This is an aesthetic map featuring a McDonald's, a gas station, and a car repair shop. I've never worked at McDonald's and I often actually try to avoid having to eat there, so I don't know if for sure this is a perfect recreation. However, the outside architecture and the color scheme is spot on to any Mickey D's that I have seen in my life. Here in the interior you can see the staple red chairs that are in every McDonald's, and it does look very, very good. Unfortunately, most McDonald's don't have a Spartan standing at the front serving you, or else I might go more often, but that's just the case. There's the drive-thru, and then here in the back you can see a cooking area as well as a break room. What's really cool though is I don't actually need to tell you what you're looking at, because with all this new Forge options, you really can see exactly what this person wanted to make. It's not like a Halo Reach map where you kind of like, oh, okay, I guess that's a McDonald's. No, this is literally what it looks like. This is pretty spot on. Which is really, really cool that we're finally at that point where you can really tell. And here's a gas station for another example. I really like what he had on the gas pumps, the actual nozzle there. You can see it wrapped up right next to the gas station. And then going into the little mini market here, there's nothing on the shelves or anything. But I mean, like, I've been playing enough Grand Theft Auto to really tell that, wow, you know, this is spot on. You have the whole, like, refrigerator here and whatnot, and there's the cash register. It's very, very cool that people are able to make this. I'm a little disappointed that there is no game type that comes with this. It's just an aesthetic map. I really think it would be fun if we had Infection, but you could also even make this like a one flag, almost Rainbow Six Siege map where a whole team's trying to raid the McDonald's or something. I don't know, that would be pretty cool if he ended up doing that. Here's the car repair shop, which you can see also just a really, really cool.
Welcome back to X Games Aspen here. We are in All-Star Sunday mode. We're checking out some of the best Halo players in the world duking it out here for bragging rights. And Ben, we've heard from the back that we are not playing all 7 games.
No.
The players have been notified that due to time, we're actually playing a best of 7.
Yes.
Which means that Team Walshy is 1 win away from this. So the players are going to have to be ready to go here, as now is the time that Team Elamite, when you actually look at the score, they would have need to win this anyway, theoretically win the best of 7 anyway. So now we're just actually in sudden death mode for Team Walshy. If they win Slayer on Regret, they'll win the series. Team Elamite would need to win the next 3 to win this here All-Star match.
Now more importantly, just so everyone at home recognizes, Walshy, after that last win, walked out of the booth.
He left.
He left. He is that confident in his squad.
So
he does not even need to be in the booth. He looked at Elamite and he went, Elamite,
He
Bro,
said
you are slight work.
He gave all of his wisdom to not only his players, but he knows Towie is now in the booth. He said, Towie, you go ahead and take these guys. I'm so confident in them. I know they're going to win. They're representing me. They're under the Walshy banner. So Walshy's out of here, and Towie's in the booth. But, of course, they're still playing under the Team Walshy banner. Towie respectfully stepping in and helping out, lending a hand to that squad. Now let's look at Slayer on Regret. Keep in mind, this is the Game 7 that we saw determine the fate of the gold medal itself. So Team Elamites, Snipe Down and Lethal, lots to say about this specific map and the name of the map, as well as the drama that ensued only about a little bit over a week ago. But if Team Walshy is able to close it out here, they will win the entire series.
Yes, and they will be crowned All-Star champions, more importantly. Map loading up, and as you mentioned, Regret, super ironic, of course. Lethal leaves Evil Geniuses, joins CLG. CLG have great success online. They beat Evil Geniuses. They beat Evil Geniuses 3-0 in pool play as well. But when it comes to the grand final, Evil Geniuses managed to take that gold medal away. Now, of course, you have Lethal and Snipe Down sat next to each other in that booth. And as you mentioned, the irony of the name, Regret.
That's right. Now we'll go ahead and switch over to Roy down here trying to make something happen against his overshield. But it's going to be difficult because our friend Snakebite does have the overshield as well as that lock and load. Gotta love these weapon skins right here. This is the slashed AR. Looks like a little bit of 90s LA graffiti. That thing was sweet. As well as he had the lock and loaded Magnum. I love this thing too. This is just a colorful blast of fun.
He is in such a dominating position right now. He has started off this game so
Look at that.
well. He had all the kills in the game.
You have to wonder, he played Regret Slayer yesterday. They lost Game 7. Now he's fired up. He wants to have a much better Regret Slayer than the last time he played this. But look at this, 7-1. He's already on a killing spree, leading the charge here for his squad, predicting that shot against Roy. But looks like Roy might eventually take him out. Oh my gosh, but Lethal comes in to save the day 8-2.
Super ironic as well when you consider that the exact same situation was there in the grand final where CLG had overshield and they had
and Fuel Rod.
Yeah, Fuel Rod.
That's exactly it. Of course, you have to wonder if they had switched, given the Fuel Rod to the overshield player, maybe it would have been a little bit of a different result because Ichi was still able to put a lot of kills on the board during that time.
Good point.
But now 10-4 in favor of Team Elamite.
Yeah, Team Elamite definitely trying to make this one a series. As Bravo mentioned, it is a best of 7 now. We will not be playing at the full 7 series. Looking still at Snakebite. He's had a fantastic start to this game. See if he can potentially try and put down some more damage, waiting very patiently. The lead, of course, at 5 kills, 10-5 to be precise. The scoreline as well. Snakebite spots one, but unfortunately will be shut down by Ace in the DMR.
Thought he was going to be able to do it, but he gets killed in the last second. Ground pound coming in from Ninja, but Lethal says no with the melee. He's going to grab that kill. 13-7 is the score. So Lethal and Team Elamite still racking up the kills here, trying to fight back in this series. You might see a pistol swap. Yes, a very common combo is that Storm Rifle and Magnum. You'll see the players shoot for just a bit before the overheat begins, and then they might switch to pistol if they can distance themselves from their opponent. But it looks like Snakebite able to clean up Lethal's kills, so Lethal actually opting to just pepper opponents with the Storm Rifle, and then everyone else can finish.
That's pretty much been the case for the past couple of engagements Lethal was in before finally falling there. Finally Ninja able to shut him down. Over to Ace though for Team Walshy. Of course, as you mentioned, it's Howie now coaching this squad as Walshy has departed from the venue. Felt that confident in the squad, just said, no, my team's
didn't even
win.
say goodbye.
No,
just kidding. He didn't say goodbye. He's a great guy.
He has to catch a flight.
Yes, indeed, which is going to be a difficult task here.
I was about to say,
many
there
of
is
you
a
may
little
notice
blizzard.
if you're following Twitter or any national weather reports that there is a blizzard here in Aspen. We got a lot of snow last night, and apparently we're getting some more. So everyone is desperately trying to figure out how we're going to get out of this town.
We're fine. We're just going to go snowboarding tomorrow. Don't even worry about it.
That sounds like we might end up doing, all of us. But looks like Eighth hanging out here, so we'll go over to Roy. He has the Fuel Rod in hand, but he gets a lot of pressure from the back, not able to convert there. I'm trying to see if anyone on the opposing side is going to go for Fuel Rod. Not just yet, but let's see what Stellar's up to. Oh, excuse me. Just as I say that, Stellar able to pick up the Fuel Rod. They're up 21-16, so Team Elamite putting up a fight here.
Yeah, this is nice to see. They want to potentially try and make this a series. Almost as if, finding out that their back is against the wall now, they're like, hey, we should probably, try a little bit harder now and try and take this to that Game 7. It would be ironic, of course, if the All-Star matchup went to a Game 7, much like the Grand Final did. But, it's still a relatively close game.
Roy with the Storm Rifle, maybe even using a little bit of crouch tactics there to duck under those Magnum shots. So Team Walshy actually is coming back in this game. They're down by 4 here. 23-19 is the score. But look at this. Lots of help from Ace as well as help from Royal 2. So I love what I'm seeing from Roy here. Like I said, a really good team composition as they're going to drop down and try to finish those kills. Yes, 21-23, now a 2-kill game.
Oh, just as you say, that gets back to 1. Snipe down, shut down Ninja, back to 2, and immediately back to 1 as Ace with the DMR doing a lot of work as you see Roy pick up that distraction medal, one of my favorite medals in Halo 5. It's really an awesome one to see be deployed into the game. But Roy, meanwhile, making his way up top. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. That's going to be on Snipe Down. Tied game now, brother. 24-24.
That's it. Look at this run that we're seeing from Team Walshy. Look at Roy just running around wherever he wants here. He's going to be able to get this kill on Stellar without a doubt. Does suffer some shots, though, so Stellar did a nice job to put as much damage as he did. Let's go to Ace off of his respawn over still on Team Walshy. 25-26. Looks like players now getting ready around bottom middle. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, they're getting ready down to control this overshield, but looks like it's still up, if I'm not mistaken. Who's going to be there to grab? And I think we just saw Stellar, if I'm not mistaken, try to grab. Might have been a bird.
I believe it's Roy.
Oh,
Roy
yes, it is Roy, but that plasma pistol actually took it away, so Roy will be eliminated. What a mess down there for that overshield. And the result is actually Team Elamite coming out on top. So that overshield can cause havoc to happen. So Team Walshy unable to get that overshield as a result. Even though they got the burn from Roy essentially with the plasma pistol, they're now down by 3 kills, 29-32.
With Ninja now making his way back up towards top mid. Will spot Stellar. Some damage does go down, but Snakebite able to shut down Ace. There's some good team shots coming in from Team Elamite, and they are extending that lead once again. Of course, at the beginning of the game, he had a dominating
look at
lead.
that stabilize. I thought for a second Ninja was going to be able to hang in the air, but still picking up some kills. Look at that. Quick turn. Oh, my goodness, if he did it, that would have been quite a clip. But now we'll go to Royal 2 on Team Walshy, now looking 33-34, so still a very close game here. Team Walshy, if they close this out, they know they can win the series. Team Elamite, this is their last chance to hold on now, and that is a Halo 5 Gold Rec Pack coming in there for the efforts that we saw in that last play. But it looks like Royal 2 jumping up, laying down Carbine Fire. He's going to hang out on this return to Battlefield or RTB for just a second. Has to drop down, of course, because that's a little bit outside the map limits, but you can hang out there for a few seconds if you know how to drop back in. Still a one-kill game. A little bit slower pace here for these last few seconds.
Of course, Fuel Rod's going to be coming up in about 24 seconds, so you may see a little bit of a push coming in from Team Walshy over to that side of the map. It's currently down by 2 for the squad as they trail 36-34. Royal 2 doing a good job, just putting a lot of damage down, waiting to see where his teammates are. And as you mentioned, or as you saw earlier on, just jumping up, getting that return to Battlefield message, and being very, very cautious. Fuel Rod up in 10 now.
Right, he's laying down shots. He knows there's another player around here, but so not sure if that player has dropped. It looks like, that splinter grenade might have caused him some damage there. But look at this, gain the lead. Team Walshy still 37-36, checking up there on the top of the arch to see if anyone might be hanging around, but instead he's going to go ahead and circle. I like this team composition. They have a few players here around the same parts of the map, so they're going to be able to drop down and snipe down. Oh, my gosh. We got to go over to Snipe Down, who actually picked up another assist there on the Stellar kill. So that's going to give Team Elamite the lead. Anytime you see a battle like that in a close game, that is generally a deciding factor of who's going to go up, and they're now up by 1 kill.
Royal 2 got the call out from his teammate and dropped down to go for an easy kill, but it's never an easy kill when it's against Snipe Down.
That's right, and I believe as we look across, that Fuel Rod is in play as well, taking a look at which one of his teammates exactly has that, and that's going to be Stellar who has it. So Stable on board with Snipe Down here, gets the double kill with the Storm Rifle. So 43-31, tries to stay alive desperately. No! Unable to do so. Stellar will fall as well. 3 dead there. So Snakebite now 43-42. They're up by 1.
See if they can try and keep this lead. Of course, Team Elamite's backs against the wall. Lose this, and they will lose the series.
And you can hear the Fuel Rod action coming in.
You just hear it in the background rattling off.
Yeah, scary, scary sound. Is not exactly sure what's going on. 43-43 though. That means Team Walshy has picked up another kill. Snakebite desperately trying to get to the action as his teammates are falling. So this is an example of a player just desperately trying to do what he can to get across the map, but he's running into 2 players, so he's going to have to be careful here. That's a good shot though on Ninja. A perfect kill. He'll probably fall. Yes, he does, but taking a look at the screens to see where the action is, Royal 2 is getting into a battle here and might try to stay alive at top. Fuel Rod now 46-44 for Team Walshy. Only 4 kills away from winning the All-Star match.
It could be even less, but no. Snipe Down goes big, shuts down Royal 2, makes it a 1-kill game.
Roy here is right with teammate Ace. They're going to try to make something happen as they have angles to top middle. That's a perfect kill from him. He's still working together with Ace. Shots into the base. There's Stellar, who might pick up 2 here. Was it a stick? Looks like yes, indeed. Picks up the stick. A killing spree. 48-46 for Roy. Only 2 kills away from closing it out. Gets a double kill as well. Desperately trying to find this last player. They're going to collapse on him. That's it. Team Walshy is able to win that match. Take a look at that. They're going to win our All-Star game. They win the series with a comeback score of 4-1 after dropping the first game. Once again, that's Ace, Roy, Royal 2, and Ninja representing Team Walshy with guest coach Towie. 50-46 is the score there. Standout performances specifically from Roy with numbers there 17 and 11.
I guess that means Walshy's a better coach than Elamite then.
That is what some are saying here, and I believe that is exactly what Walshy will be sending to Elamite via text message. You know, he's watching Twitch, undoubtedly on his way to the airport to see that his squad did indeed close this series out. Only fitting that our last match also ends on regret here in this last game. But Elamite versus Walsh. What's that?
Ironic, huh?
It is rather ironic. But we hope you guys enjoyed this all-star match that we just had here today. Some of the best players in the world kind of relaxing and playing alongside former teammates as well as enemies, maybe even future teammates, because who knows what the future holds. But these rosters are indeed set for the Halo World Championship. The teams that you saw competing this weekend at the X Games will be the exact same team rosters, because those have locked for the North American Regionals as well as the World Finals should they make it there. That'll be happening still to come in February, and the World Finals in March. So can't wait to see those series kick off. It's been an awesome weekend here at X Games. Ben, I believe it's shortly time to say goodbye. It has been, I mean, this has been such a...
Can we just, make them play more?
I'd love to watch more Halo myself. You said it earlier during the game. I'm ready to go and play some Halo.
Absolutely.
I'm sure many of you at home also have been fired up to play some Halo. When you watch these players pull off these clips, you're like, I could go home and do that. I'm going to jump into matchmaking. I do those same things. We often think that, then reality strikes, and a few games later we're just as demoralized, and we just go back to watching pro streams is generally how we solve that problem. But like I said, it's been a fantastic weekend for Elamite and Walshy. Benson and I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this weekend. We hit some record-breaking numbers for Halo 5. Much in thanks also to the folks at ESPN and WatchESPN.com, bringing in hundreds of thousands of viewers and possibly even new viewers. We hope you enjoyed what you saw of Halo 5 action. We want to give a big shout-out to ESPN and X Games for having us here at this fantastic, prestigious event. Of course, all the folks at Xbox as well, Xbox Elite Controller 343, but most importantly, every single one of you who joined us from home. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you watching the show that these guys behind us put on. These players are always, they put on such great matches and such great stories that we love following and bringing you. Ben, any final words before we say goodbye?
You know, it's been a fantastic weekend, like you said. It's great to have Halo here at the X Games. Of course, in terms of the Halo World Championship, still so much more action. We have the last chance qualifier in North America coming up very, very soon. You can see not all these teams, but teams desperately trying to make it into
Gaming's going to be in there.
Yep, they're going to be in there. So there are some big names still desperately trying to fight for that World Championship. So still plenty more Halo 5 action to come.
Yes, for all of us here at the X Games, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a fantastic and also historic weekend here at the X Games. You can find more about the Halo World Championship at halo.gg. Watch rebroadcasts on twitch.tv, MLG.tv, as well as watch ESPN.com. For Benson, my name is Bravo. We will see you soon for more Halo World Championship action.